I'm not even on the screen. Hello,
Wow.
everybody, and welcome back to another disaster tour. I'm your tour guide, PT, and today we will be touring the wonderful land of Sylvanaria in Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, episode 65. We had some really big lore drops last session, so the players have a lot of information they're going to have to work through. But it should be very exciting. And I'm glad that everybody is here. Yes, welcome in all of you little clouds. Welcome to Bits, Crits, and Halfwits. As soon as Sky gets here, we'll start introducing our players, because I don't think that Nom is going to be here tonight. Unfortunately.
Nom is taking a personal brooding day.
Yes, indeed. Nom is taking a personal brooding day.
He's hanging out. He found his way into Elliot's cave and then dug a hole in that cave to brood in.
Yeah.
So we'll put Nom
I
down
also
for
took
now.
a personal brooding day.
Oh,
Not
So-
even fake true, Elliot would murder him.
oh
Yes,
my
so
god.
Newsin Sky will be exempt from the recap today for giving a full recap to her chat before coming here.
Of the entire series.
Of the entire series, which was really funny because I didn't realize how much, like, I watched you spend 10 minutes talking about it and barely touch the surface. I didn't realize how much lore we built in a year and a half of this fucking game.
Yeah.
Holy
I was
shit.
trying to decide what was the most important information was very difficult in like
I can imagine.
not planning it ahead of time.
I know. But you are not exempt from introductions. So I'm gonna
That's true.
I'm gonna introduce all our characters today. We're gonna ask them a question. The question I'm stealing directly from Sky's chat is your character a soldier, a poet, or a king?
Hmm.
Can we
first,
shout that person out?
I don't know exactly who said it.
If you said it,
I don't remember
Rando.
who was. No.
That doesn't work.
you know what?
You can't ask
To whoever
chat
put
if they
that
did
in,
a
to
thing.
whoever put that
They
in
all
chat,
did the
phenomenal
thing.
question. I'm stealing it. Blatant theft, like always, just like what I do from Sky.
I think it might have been Foxglove.
Ah, Foxgloves. Well, they're in chat saying they did it, so
Yeah,
that makes
okay.
sense.
I was
All
like,
right.
I'm
the first one
pretty-
they claimed it. So
All right.
shout out Foxglove.
First,
Thank
we
you,
have
Foxglove.
Elliot Burning Oak, the half-elf wizard, played by.
Hello. It's me, Isaac. I'm a person. And Elliot is a poet. But people want to say he's a king now. That's nice. Kind of annoying.
Interesting.
Well,
Very on.
And then we have Lyra Dream Shadow, the Calistar
Don't
wizard.
interrupt Sky. What's up, Sky?
I gave my opinions on like who fit what ahead of time, so I might have influenced what people will say.
I
in the
just got,
chat.
I just got
Okay,
told
well,
what
you
to do at
have
my
to
own
say.
table.
Well, I'll just
you
go
have to
last.
say what you thought too.
No, because
Wait,
I'll say what
oh,
I thought for everybody,
Okay,
but
what'd
I'll
you
go
think of it?
last.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
good to know,
Because
Brando.
Rosie's not ready to answer that question.
Next we have Lyra Dream Shadow, the Calistar wizard, played by.
Hello, I'm Rosie, one Rosie CS on the intranet, and it's snow day today, so that's very exciting.
Ooh, so fun and funky fresh.
I know. So yeah, and Lyra. So I feel like I don't fully understand the soldier poet king thing, but gut instinct, Lyra's a king.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you heard? I mean, you've heard the Soldier Poet King song, right?
I've heard the song. Yeah,
That's what
but
it
I
is.
don't
That's
quite
what I
get
mean.
Yeah, I just don't quite get like which characteristics we're separating out here. You know,
Very interesting.
those all seem like jobs.
Classic.
And then, because
Doesn't
Newsin
listen
has
to
to go
lyrics.
last, next we have Lulin Boldspeaker, the Minotaur Druidin, played by.
Me, Brambo. Well, thanks, Earl. You want to give your opinion? Is
Yes.
Lulin a king poet? What do you think?
Lulin's a fucking
No.
king.
He has
Earl-
opinions.
Earl says he's a king, and I agree.
Interesting.
You don't
You guys
get
almost
a
all-
flower crown that big without being a king.
guess he's got to go reread the lyrics, see why everyone thinks
And
they're
last
fucking
but
king.
not least, we have Newsin Worldwalker, the Minotaur Sorbarian, played by.
It's me, the Sky T. So I I said when people asked, I was like, I think it's too obvious to put Newsin as a soldier. Because that's kind of obvious for a barbarian, right? Though I do think it somewhat matches her, especially in the context of this arc, because she hates the dealing with all of the elven bureaucracy. But I think in the context of the wider campaign, she has been put in a position of leadership and not been prepared for it many times, so that fits more with the king. For Lulin, I actually put you as a poet. Because I think that Lulin tends to choose his words wisely and is more chooses to fight with words quite often, especially in in and amongst our group. I did put Lyra as a poet as well, but I actually think your fit maybe for king is better, Rosie. But
Yeah,
that was
I'm
really
not
just
sure
because I was
she's
like,
yeah.
it's too, again, I think poet is too obvious for Lyra specifically.
Yeah, and
Because,
also I don't know if she does the navel gazing. You know what I mean? I don't think she thinks that hard about
yeah.
herself as much as she is worrying about the world generally, you know?
Yeah.
Is it just
And-
Googling navel gazing?
Yeah.
Thanks.
What?
Navel gazing, looking at your own navel, looking at yourself. But it was sort of a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Self-indulgence or excess consumption for oneself of a single issue.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh.
learn something new every day.
Yeah.
At the expense of a wider
All right.
view.
I'm happy to be here. Happy
So
to do it.
everybody but Newsin, roll me a D100.
I'm so upset that Nam isn't here
Wait a second.
to roll
I
to
don't
see
know
if he
if
falls
Nam
in love,
is
or if
I just
Solana
put a
falls in
new
love
link
with
in
him.
the chat. So
Yeah.
I got an 88.
also
Wow.
for anyone who wants to turn their cameras on, so I can see when we're done with scenes and do the whole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, yeah. Wait, I had to turn on my. You guys will love my shirt today.
Yeah, chat. It's
Oh
my
my
special
God.
privilege to see the looks of absolute horrors on my players' faces.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just get to hear it in their voices because they're so good.
Jeez.
All right.
That is incredible.
It's a cat in space and it's playing chess.
I have a cat in space, but
Roll your
it's
dice.
it's a little kitten, but he's
Sorry.
breathing fire.
I
A
love
little
that.
kitten in space breathing fire.
Lyra, you get to pick who
This
does
is
the
a
recap.
social occasion.
Holy
Wow.
shit!
Thank
Everybody
you,
rolled
thank
so
you.
well today.
Wow.
That was
Those are
incredible.
No,
insane
There's
rolls.
no shot. I rolled an 88 and still got the lowest.
You can make
Yeah,
you
but I
can
get
make
to choose.
anybody you want to give the recap,
Mm-hmm.
including me.
Okay. It's very tempting to make Sky do it again, I will say. It's so very tempting. But I think I'll go with Isaac, just because that 97, you thought you were safe? No, you're not. So
I'm really surprised it wasn't me. I'm not gonna lie.
nah.
This is the problem with being old friends. Is that
Yeah, we always want to
the safest bet is to make Isaac do it. My safest bet is to make Rosie do it. I know I'm
Yeah.
not making any new enemies. Obviously we know you guys pretty well, but sometimes.
Yeah.
The last
Sometimes
thing
PT's
you
just mad
want
and
to
I don't know
do
why.
the last thing you want to do is piss me off early by making me do a recap.
I love how you said
Exactly.
any new enemies. Actually, we're enemies.
Yeah, just,
Look,
all right. Give us
Look, old
that
friends,
recap.
old
and let's,
enemies. It's the same box.
Honestly, what's the difference?
let's get this
What's the
shit started.
difference?
Exactly. So, anyways, Rosie, I'll be getting you back for this. But last time on Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, we started out the session where it was Elliot and Newsin returning to the cottage after a, let's say, difficult encounter with some people in the town square. Upon returning to the our humble abode,
That was 2
our
episodes
party has
ago.
learned. No, it wasn't. That was last episode. That was the start
Last
of last
episode picked up right at the breakfast after dinner.
Mhm.
Did it?
Yep.
Breakfast after dinner. Oh, we went back. Was last episode? What was last episode?
Last episode was the day of the museum and you guys going to the museum.
Yep.
And you had your meeting.
So
and
we
that
had
was
fuck all.
Sure, fuck all. Not all the hours of prep work that went into fuck all, but I'm kidding. I literally lost track of time today because I was doing D&D prep work, and Rosie and Brando can both vouch for that because they were in here watching me do it.
Effective. Fine. You're not going to get the fancy verbiage then. Last time we started at breakfast after dinner. Thanks. And there's a rock. Look at that.
That is a rock.
You're not supposed to interrupt
Sorry.
yourself.
Sorry,
I'm doing
chat.
show and tell,
I just
my
had to
God.
tell you about how Rosie's interrupting me by holding rocks up to her camera because she's a fucking geologist.
It's
Ooh.
a cute rock.
That's a pretty good little rock too.
Yeah.
It's kind of a spotted rock.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It
Here,
looked
I'll
like
send a
Sky was
picture.
gonna hold something up. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
You
have
got
to-
something, yeah.
Sorry, chat. You know, PT left, so I am under no obligation to do a recap now.
Oh,
Here's
that's
my
a great
rock.
Oh my
I
God,
was
that's a
actually
better
just gonna
rock.
give
That
you
is
until
not a
I
good
got
rock.
back to get back on task, but fuck it. I'm taking this shit over. You're done.
It's a good.
Last episode on Bitch Crits and Halfwits. Last episode, it opened up with breakfast, where it was kind of an awkward morning. Newton and Elliot had themselves a bit of a tiff that ended with Elliot putting 500 pounds of stone on one of Newton's legs, which Llewellyn promptly lifted up and moved. After they had their own little argument, everybody kind of went through their day. They were getting ready to leave for the museum gala, everybody in their spiffiest attire. And as they opened the door, they saw Newton's new least favorite person, Vosh Brennan, the security chief for Apud, who was letting them know the terms of Newton's house arrest, essentially. After that, Elliot asked Brennan if he could talk with him privately for a moment, and told him that he had a meeting with the person that Newton had attacked the episode prior, and he wanted him to know in case he needed to be on guard. He also asked Lyra to do the same thing for him, even though this is a person who has tortured Lyra. So they go to the museum, they talk to Breton, the local nerd jock, at the snack table, as he just talks to Elliot about foods that Elliot thought were cultural to other races, but it turns out are nowhere near what other races actually eat. Elliot goes to his meeting where he finds out that his childhood acquaintance is being controlled by an entity known as Spectra, who Lyra's father called the Mind Sieve. And that he has briefly touched the world that the patrons exist in, and is afraid of and found out that they were afraid of something, so he is afraid of whatever they were afraid of, and he offered Elliot a tentative alliance. Elliot went back, told everybody this, and they all went to a kind of secluded corner, and Lyra pulled everyone into her mind to have a conversation, where they learned from Lyra's father that the Mind Sieve was a weapon created by the warlocks to spy on the locksmiths and the people who were allied with them. So now they're kind of torn on who's the good guys and who the bad guys are. And where we ended the session, Llewellyn had just told Lyra's father to leave the section of her mind that they were in because he wanted to talk about what him and Newton had discovered in Alron's room the night prior. And that's where we'll pick up. Maybe I should just always do the recaps.
I mean, that was some perfect timing. I just finished my ramen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that is where we will pick up with our players inside the mind of Lyra Dreamshadow. Lyra, as your father kind of opens the door and you see the kind of little house you created for him beyond, he closes it, and as he does, the door frame kind of shimmers and disappears as the door fades, leaving just a wall and the five of you sitting in your mind.
So what's going on?
What me and Duzen found whenever we took Elrond back to his room after a drunken day. It was a bunch of pictures of people and their names connected to a bunch of strings. And at the top was the man Elliot just met with a question mark.
Well,
And if I'm correct, PT, some of them had X's and some of them didn't. Correct.
Some of them were crossed out.
Yeah,
and notably,
okay.
one of the names that was crossed out was the name of Zod, who Elrond killed.
Yeah. Some of them had been crossed out, and one of them specifically that I'd known was Zod, who we all know he recently killed.
so you think he's going around and killing all these people on
I
On
think
this crazy
he's
thing?
deductively. I think I'm not certain, but I think he's going after the people this specter has touched. A speculation, an opinion, but we don't know anything other. We don't know any information what that chart's actually behind.
What makes you think the Spectra had touch Zod?
Coincidences. A
Because it
hunch.
seems. What other faces were up there?
Well, I mean, we know that the Spectra has probably touched him. I mean, he was in the Red Pits.
Can I roll a history check to see if I recognize, or if I can remember any of the other ones?
Sure.
$13.
As you're thinking back, you remember very clearly that one of the names on the board was Ezekiel Ashberg.
I think the only other name that's picking out of my mind is a Ezekiel Ashberg. I can't remember what the face looks like, but that's the only other name that piques my mind.
So we've met an Ashberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the first name.
He never told you his first name. He always called himself Lord Ashberg and had other people call him the same because, he was a prick.
Well, we met Anne Ashberg, at least.
Yes.
Was he in the pits?
I don't, not to my knowledge.
As far as I can see, it might be just your standard run-of-the-mill, these are the people who have harmed me, I'm going to murder them. Which seems kind of on point for him.
Yeah, and again, I'm only speculating. I'm only throwing things out there. And that's how Elrond's been acting. That's very on par. However, I'm sorry, Newsy, go on.
Sorry, it's just that these are the people that harmed me doesn't make sense because presumably this board was put together before we sent him to kill Zod, and he didn't know about Zod.
I suppose. Could he have?
We didn't know if he wasn't with us in Koboldia, and we didn't have any, at that point, we didn't know where he was until me and Lyra saw him in the pits. So, and Zod, as far as we know, didn't have anything necessarily to do with what happened with us getting taken. I think it was just coincidence.
Could he have known that he was a warlock somehow?
Maybe.
Is Ashberg a warlock?
I mean, you all knew Feldemar for all those years, and you didn't know that he was a warlock, so It's
Yeah, but-
something that can be hidden relatively easily, it seems.
So do we just go in, assuming that all of those people are in fact warlocks?
Probably not a terrible assumption.
Well, Spectre's
mean-
not a warlock, and he's up there.
Yeah, but Spectre was at the top with a question mark. They could just be Elrond not knowing
That's
what
true.
he is.
Mhm.
Elrond could also not know what warlocks are, just to knowing that these people are different.
I mean, maybe it'd
Do
be
we,
worth
like,
it.
take notes? Go in, get a list of everyone he has, and...
That's what I was
Whatever-
gonna say.
Whenever we're doing updates on that house, Elliot, we'll take notes of changes. We won't.
I
I
mean,
don't want to go after.
Well, I was
him.
gonna say,
Why don't we just
I could take him out to dinner, and you guys could go in and write everything down.
I mean, I do think we should do that, but we could also just ask him about it. Was it hidden? Did you had to like how did you see it?
No, it was all over the wall. I mean, we saw
Yeah.
it when we walked in, but he didn't want to go to his room very specifically. When he came back drunk, he was like, "I'll just sleep outside." And then me and Lulin decided to take him back to his room. Like, we're not gonna let this guy sleep outside on the ground.
Sure.
And then we saw it.
He's an avid sleepwalker, and with how big that bonfire was, I didn't trust him.
Mm-hmm. Well, then we could just ask him.
Yeah. I mean,
And I know that we don't really want to talk about the warlocks in front of him because he might be, mind deceived or whatever.
yeah.
That's my main concern.
Yeah. But I don't think we'd really be giving up anything if we just said, "Hey, we put you in your bed after you passed out." So
What's on your wall?
what is this? Yeah, and also it's just got a little bit concerning, we should also recommend him to our therapist, maybe.
We don't have a therapist.
Oh.
As
Well,
Elliot
we
pulls
will.
out the document from the day before, or from the morning. Well, actually, there's a guy listed here. We gotta go see as the very least news in for your house arrest.
Ugh.
Are you finally looking at the name on that document for the first time?
Sure.
Director of Psychological Activities, Professor Malum.
Oh, nice. Gotta go see Mal. Have fun with that.
He can't be qualified. He can't be
He's the-
qualified.
He's the therapist. I fell out of a portal from another world and drinks blood wine. What?
Yeah, but who the hell else is gonna alchemically mix your Adderall?
He's
gonna
literally
diagnose
just a
pharmacist.
fucking chemist.
He can be
Yeah,
a pharmacist, but
Main's just the pharmacist.
Apparently, he's the
Closest thing they
therapist
have
now,
to a
too.
therapist. Dear God, help them. They're in for an opioid epidemic, let me tell you.
He's also the director of the school newspaper. He's the
Oh,
professor who
God.
sponsors the club.
I
Well,
can't believe I'm court ordered to go talk to that guy.
The pharmacist.
Hey, maybe I can shake him down for all that money he took from you guys for those useless potions.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Well, it is your money, so.
It is all my hard-fought for money that I had saved. I haven't bought
Exactly.
anything since I bought you.
Well, next time.
Don't get kidnapped.
Hey, Chad, can you
Yeah.
smell a shopping episode in their future?
I remember a very
all
specific
our no
scenario
money.
where we said,
You have a lot of money.
how about
The
we
fuck?
stick together? And then two people decided to fuck off. And those two people got kidnapped, and we had to spend all of their money to get them back, so...
On things that you didn't use to get us back.
I don't know, but they're still pretty cool potions. As Elliot, digs through his backpack to pull
Maybe
one
we
out.
can just exchange
Which one do
that
you
shit.
pull out, Elliot?
Well, he looks at his backpack and realizes, oh shit, I don't have them here. Anyways.
Because you don't bring your
I mean-
adventurer's backpack to the museum gala, obviously.
But also,
Yeah.
he's inside Lyra's mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
I have your backpack in my mind. You can have it.
But you don't know what's in his
Yeah.
backpack.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it would be the appearance of the backpack, but not.
It has
Okay,
exactly
just
what
let me
you
know what
think
you're
an
trying to-
adventurer's backpack should have.
Yeah, just to wait. What are you trying to
Actually,
find?
okay,
Let
so
me
hear me
know.
out. I guess when you say you're gonna pull them out and Lyra remembers they were in your backpack, they should technically pull out of your backpack.
That's true.
So which one do
I
you
think
pull
that
out?
Lyra's just like, oh right, those exist again, and they sort of just fall like out of the sky. Like they don't just like they don't have.
It's your brain.
There's like a lot of them that fall out of the sky. They're like raining.
We
They're just-
didn't buy that many.
They just start crashing into the ground.
Oh my gosh, it's raining cats and dogs in here.
Oh god, don't
Cats and
say
It
dogs
that.
starts
start
raining
falling
cats
from
and
the
dogs. Cats and dogs start falling from the sky, landing gracefully and wandering around the room.
Oh my
Aw.
god, wait, do you think we should get a pet?
You know, we did go to that magical place, that magical menagerie, and we never went back there. It did have some cute
Yeah.
animals.
That's very exciting.
Also, I
Okay.
think I randomly decided that I was gonna take care of magical creatures, so
Hey. Lyra gets distracted by one of the cats for like one real life minute, okay?
Earl, get back here.
Oh,
it's
she's
Earl.
just
He's
gone.
screaming.
Okay,
Yes. She leave for one real life minute.
all right. Well, I mean,
So anyways, we started blasting.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get back in there. The real question, I guess, would be, do we maybe ask, maybe if you guys are gonna do updates to the house, maybe ask, to walk through and see what needs updating, and then we can see if the crazy person's wall of murder, I guess, is gone, because he obviously knows that me and Lulin were in there, but he didn't mention it. But technically he said he didn't remember anything because he was blackout drunk. But we said we took him in there and laid him down, so he should know that we saw it. So if we walk through the house and it's gone, then you know it's something that he's hiding.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
And then we have a better idea of how to, like, approach it. If it's not gone, and he's like, this is my wall of crazy murder, then we're like, okay, cool, Alron, good to know. You want to tell us about that? And then, you know, we can address it a bit more casually. Whereas if it's gone, then we know, okay, this is a crazy person's wall of murder that he doesn't want anybody to know about. So it's a bit more, then there's where did it go? You know.
I mean, sounds fair to me.
Yeah. Seems good to me. I have no problem with
So
that.
the real question is, will I leave it up or not?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think if you were gonna have a crazy person's wall of murder, PT, you'd probably hide it pretty well.
Would I? Would I indeed?
What's behind curtain number 1?
Looks
Move the
looks
green
up looked
screen.
up behind monitor. Would I really?
Well, it's behind the monitor, so you must have made a pretty, you know, you're hiding it relatively well, at least.
Okay, so I've just decided this. In chat, you get to be here to watch me realize this blessed moment, but I've now decided that when I get to my new apartment on Friday, when I'm setting up my streaming setup, I'm going to put a wall of murder for BCH behind, so just somewhere. And if you see it, if I leave it uncovered on accident or something, chat gets to see the wall of murder.
I'll
10 ways to
Amazon
get
you
yourself swatted.
literally. I'll Amazon you. Well, it's all gonna be like character art pictures, so it's fine.
Yeah,
You know.
it's gonna be
You
like-
have to be real careful what you put up there. All I'm
I'll
saying.
send you some red yarn so you can, you know,
If you
connect the
actually
dots.
have it look like a crazy man's map, there's some concerns.
Bro, if I
there's
actually,
a
if I
fine line to walk.
listen, if I actually make it a crazy man's map, the only thing that's going to affect is my dating life.
Well, that's why you. That's when you get a nice curtain for it, you know.
Why is there a curtain in the middle of your wall? There's a crazy person murder map for a D&D game behind it.
I didn't want you to judge me. Oh my god.
It's okay. I have a date on Wednesday, and the girl I'm going on the date with asked me if I wanted to fake an engagement to get free wine.
That's incredible.
So, at least I know she's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wants wine.
Next question. What kind of wine?
I don't care. I don't drink.
That's important. That's
Doesn't matter to me. I don't really drink. Is Lyra
Honestly, I
back?
feel
Because
like-
you're stuck in her head.
I have second-hand anxiety from that question. Is
Alright.
it just me?
Back on topic. You guys do still have more to talk about besides just Elrond being creepy.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank
It's
God.
just me.
Now we can continue.
Sorry, I got pizza.
Yeah. You can't
Pizza?
leave when they're all in your head.
Blair just zones out for a minute. They all disappear.
We're all like, oh
As-
god,
as
there's
Lyra-
no way out.
As Lyra zones out, the details of the room begin getting fuzzy. And the cats and dogs all disappear.
Oh. Well, I mean, we covered what did we covered everything that Elliot talked about, and Elrond's murder map tangentially. What else did we need to talk about?
I don't know. I guess. Oh, I guess Lyra's gonna be like, okay. So, have we agreed that we're gonna talk to him about it, or?
Well, we're gonna see what he has to say about it
Right. So we're gonna ask him
by
about it at least.
investigating. Well,
So we're
I think
not
we're-
gonna talk
so-
to him about it.
okay,
Yeah, are
would you
we
listen?
going?
Okay.
Here's the plan. As Elliot sort of looks to Newson, she came up with it. It's a good one. I'm going to go in and say that I have more improvements to be done, and I would like to look around and see what can be improved out in the cottage. If he takes the wall down, we'll be a little cagier about it. We won't ask him directly. But if he leaves the wall up, then we can ask why you have a weird murder wall. And if he just says it's a casual murder wall, that can be okay. It's just a casual murder wall. But if he's surprised at the murder wall, then it'll be weird. But mostly we're seeing whether or not he takes down the wall before I look around.
But do we actually want to see the wall before he takes it down?
We don't have any way of knowing that he hasn't already taken it down. What I was saying is that because he knows that me and Lulin carried him into his bedroom that night, like, he knows that sober. He said he doesn't remember anything, but he knows it's sober because he was in his bed and we said we carried him in there. So the question is that gone when we go to look in the house? Because then we know, okay, it's a secret that he didn't want us to know about in the first place, so we have to address how we talk to him about it differently.
Sure, but if he knows you were in there, certainly he knows you at least saw it already.
Probably. I mean, I guess it's and that's why I'm saying that, he might take it down. I mean, he didn't mention it to us. He wasn't like, oh, sorry, you saw my crazy person, like, stuff,
Lyra, you begin hearing kind of like muffled voices on the edge of your mind, and they kind of echo to everyone in the room, but from kind of outside you just hear, well, why don't we just go in there and check on them? No, listen, if they're zoned out like that, they're either on something or they're doing something. Let's just keep the door closed, and we'll just let them figure it out. When they come to, we'll ask them about it, okay?
Do I recognize the voice?
It's Elodie and Allrond.
Okay, so I think we should have an intervention for them right now. They think, well, okay, I think it's a really good time to have an intervention because they think we're on drugs.
Well,
Well,
now's not the time like the present.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I guess we
you
can.
you can't just stand here forever. You can't keep using this as an excuse to hide from my parents. I'm not.
Okay, so
So-
I think we should say
Meeting her
Elodie, can you
parents,
give
it's
us
been
a-
2 dates.
Just because
But
they were
they're
here doesn't mean
here.
I want to meet them. You told me this was going to be an easy gig. I show up as your date, I hang out, drink, and eat free food, and then I just go home.
Wow.
Okay, should
Sure
we
is
go
a
out
ray of
and say? Should we go
sunshine.
out and do the intervention?
Yeah, I feel like I
Yes.
really need to give him some relationship advice. God damn.
Okay, good. So
Maybe
we'll
Elliot's-
ask
Elodie
Elliot's-
just has bad taste.
Yeah, I was
in
gonna say
men.
Elliot's like, well, we don't want to mess up his relationship. Like,
I think we just
I
we
do.
just say, oh, can we have a moment with Allrun?
why?
I think that's
No,
fine.
I mean, I want to save Elodie from another terrible relationship.
Another?
Well, okay, let's talk to her separately.
I mean,
But first, we're gonna have an intervention for Allrun.
What the fuck, Newson?
Lulid's
I was
jaw
great right up until the
drops.
coaster.
So you kind of hear while you guys are having this conversation, as Lyra focuses more inside, the conversation becomes kind of garbled, but you can hear them like kind of arguing. And
Okay, they're arguing. We gotta go out now.
as you kind of focus back in on it, Lyra, you hear, "Listen, Elodie, I'm doing my part. You just make sure the messages get delivered."
Messages. Okay, let's go have the intervention, and she kicks everyone out of her mind.
As everybody kind of like snaps back into your bodies, you kind of watch as everybody else, like their eyes kind of uncloud.
Newsom like falls backwards a little bit and knocks something over.
You hear from outside the door, you just hear, was that a thud? Or that, maybe
Elliot's
the,
also gonna go, like, right as we fall out of the mine, Elliot's gonna go, and Elrond's not so bad, come on.
he kind of pops open the door, he goes, are you guys okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
just some
yeah,
bad
right.
shrooms.
We're just
What?
on drugs.
I told you they were just on drugs in there. Yeah, okay. You guys are good, though?
Yes.
Actually, we
we
should
thought it'd be a good time to have
find
an
me-
intervention for you.
Don't know what that's about. I gotta go meet her. I gotta go apparently meet her parents, and then we need to talk.
Okay.
No, I think we should probably talk now and meet the
Yeah,
parents later.
you want to talk about... well, I need to talk to you about what you saw in my room last night. I'm guessing you want to talk to me about the same thing?
Yeah, that's
So about
exactly
20,
what
about
we
20
wanted to
minutes.
talk to you
About 20 minutes. Let me go talk to her parents. Do introductions.
Okay.
You guys hang out. I'll come back. We'll talk about it.
Newsom like
Okay, sounds
peers
good.
around the door and is like, "Hi, Elodie."
Bye, Elodie.
Well, Newson, you just look stunning.
Aw, thanks.
Elliot's like, so
It's
does
her
that mean she
movement.
knows about what was in your room?
What?
Elliot goes, so does that mean Elodie knows what was in your room?
He's giving you the same face I'm giving the camera.
Oh. Sorry.
What do... Listen, Elliot. I'm a gentleman. She hasn't been back to my room yet.
Of course.
Look, it's nothing you need to worry about, Elodie. You know, Alron's just a little bit of a weirdo. You know, it's kind of the nerd stuff.
Elliot, like, actually
no,
elbows
shut up.
Newson.
Shut up, my fears.
It's-
I'll kick your ass.
No, it's fine. It was.
Let's
Elliot's like, no, it's nothing
When-
weird. It's nothing weird.
When he says that, Elodie behind him crosses her arms. Knife ears? You just... didn't mean- I'm gonna kick
Newsom
your
says
ass,
that
burning
out
oak.
loud.
I know where... I'll make sure... He looks up at Newson. I'll make sure that all the good grass gets trampled during training, Newson. Don't make me do this.
You're
You
only
just
hurting
hear- you just hear
Lulin
a-
with that one.
You just hear a big snort from Lulin.
Lulin's the big grass and hay guy. I definitely am more of a meat gal. You know, I need the protein.
I'll tell your parents you love the visit so much you want them to come back.
Honestly, it went pretty well. I had some interesting revelations.
Stop fucking with my relationship, and he closes the door again real quick.
Lulin's gonna shut the birthday presents underneath the bed.
Anyways,
Elliot's going to be like, actually, I enjoyed your parents too. When we got that whole thing set up, they could stay as long as they liked.
Yeah, they would love it. They would love to stay outside.
anyways,
the
we're
backyard, I'm
meeting
pretty sure.
the deputy minister of the treasury. I'm sure I'll just stay silent. You can do introductions. As Elodie you hear like a slap outside the door, and then two sets of footsteps walking away.
So, gosh, I wish Nam was here because they mentioned something about a message that needs to get passed. I bet that's what they're doing right now, but
I could sneakily follow them if you want. I mean,
I don't know.
Elliot chuckles. Elliot chuckles
me.
at the secret legion. Ah, yes. Covert.
Actually, can you pull out Jeffries?
As Elliot goes to a window, sort of whistles, and Jeffrey lands on his arm.
Cool. Lulin's gonna cast invisibility on Jeffries.
When you try to cast invisibility, it does not work.
Oh, that's right, because this place is warded, and Lulin wouldn't know that. Well, I burned the slot. Yeah, Lulin wouldn't know that information. Apparently neither did I.
Also, I thought that it wasn't because of, like, there were too many people.
No. Brennan can't keep track of who's casting what because there's too many people. It's still warded.
Yeah. The
Mhm.
building is still warded. It's just that he
Wouldn't-
would never know. He would never know. Be able to like who casted it because
There's an
too many
anti-magic field on the museum that is
Yeah.
separate from Brennan.
bodies. Yeah.
Then why would it matter that he couldn't tell who was casting what? Because nobody can cast anything. So wouldn't there be a void of magic in the area? Not too much magic?
You would think.
Anyways,
Regardless,
we can
the
pick
spell
apart
does
these
not work.
plot holes later.
If
They're
you
not
cast
plot holes,
magic
they're just what you've been
outs-
told.
Yeah.
If you cast magic outside the museum and walk in, does it get dispelled?
I would imagine so.
So the
Okay.
little magical creature that purely exists off of
Magic?
members. That's alright. He's pretty quiet anyways.
Well, I mean, Nam does have Omni. I'm pretty sure he always has Omni with him.
When you mention Omni, Jeffries looks directly at Nom and starts like doing like the owl looking for food thing.
So Jeffries can exist?
Jeffries
even
still
though it's an
exists here for
anti-magic
some reason.
field? So confused. Magic is hard, Newson says out loud.
magic
true.
is hard.
Wait, if
There
I...
are like 4 professors we could go ask if we had questions. Just outside that door.
Can I use my magic awareness to understand the magical field that's around the museum?
Sure. Roll me Arcana at advantage because you're using your magical awareness.
Okay.
Okay. So with a 15, Newson, you recognize, it flares out away from you, and you kind of get like a 3D glimpse of what's around you on this building. And at the edge of it, you can see at the edge of the outside of the museum property, you can almost sense a flickering set of runes, and you can feel magic inside it popping up and disappearing quickly, but as magic comes into it from the outside, the magic seems to be unchanged. So it seems to be that persistent magical effects are allowed to continue, but you can't create new ones within the boundaries of the museum.
Okay.
Which would make sense considering all the magic artifacts that are probably here.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to accidentally dispel people's, like, really important magical artifacts or anything that he brings into the museum. Okay. From what I can tell in the like vibe of the what's going on out here, I think if we leave and come back in with magical effects on, then it'll keep going. So like because you summon Jeffries and you just keep him in your coat pocket somehow, he didn't get dispelled when you brought him in with you. But we
He
can't.
came in through the window.
Okay, well, oh whatever. Wherever you
Elliot
keep that
still
bird.
standing by the window with his arm out with Jeffries on it.
I
He's
don't
like,
know, wherever you keep the
he
bird,
just-
I don't pay
he
attention.
just flew in. He's. Anyways, okay.
Look, I was opening my magic, vibage. I wasn't paying attention to where the bird came from, okay? Either way, you can cast stuff outside, and it won't be dispelled coming in. So if you made Jeffries, if you climb back out the window and cast the magic out there, and then Jeffries is invisible and comes back in, he wouldn't be visible again.
I just want to say Lulin could not fit out this window.
No.
Yeah, but how far out does your arm have to be?
I said
before you
the
can
edge
cast
of
a
the
spell?
museum's property, not the edge of the building.
Oh, damn. Mold Earth?
I think that Lyra is looking at Newson like adoringly. She's like, whoa.
That's my
You know, it's
girlfriend.
just that was kind of what I got. She's like blushing
And
a
she
little
goes, like,
bit.
You just have such an intuitive grasp of magic. I'd kill for that.
Oh, it's weird. It's definitely. I mean, it's only when I really open my awareness that I can feel stuff like that. But
As you guys are sitting here, you hear a set of footsteps approaching the door as the door handle begins to turn.
Elliot's just
Are
going
we
to put
supposed to be in this
Jeffries on
room?
his shoulder. I don't see any reason we can't be in this room.
Okay, cool. Act natural.
storage.
I'm gonna
As
lean against a crate.
as you guys are like trying to act natural, Pharaoh walks into the room trying to light a match with a cigarette in between his lips, and he looks up at you and he goes, "And what are you all doing in here?" As he kind of like, as you watch him like flick his hands and the match and the cigarette just seemingly vanish.
No. We aren't narcs.
Drugs.
You're doing drugs?
No.
That's what we told other people. Why are we
They're
taking
not
our
drugs.
story?
Story consistent.
He kind of
He has a
he kind of
beautiful
looks at all of you with that same like almost fractured purple eye in his right eye as he looks at you all, and he almost like the way his other eyes is glancing around, it's almost like he's watching events take place.
He's checking to see if we were doing drugs.
As he looks at you all and he goes, "You must have taken him before you came to the party then."
Yeah,
Damn,
we've
bro, you
been.
got a security camera in there?
He's
No,
the
I just
divination
watched all five
professor.
of you step into a room and go, "Duh." But
Look,
you say you're not narcs as he like flicks his fingers and he puts the cigarette back in between as he lights the match with his thumb.
What happens in the storage room stays in the storage room, you know?
And what is happening in the storage room? Seems like the real party's in here.
Drugs.
We just told you. But yeah, recreational drugs.
Well, I don't know why you're doing them in here. I'm just smoking in here because you're not allowed to smoke inside the museum. But you know, the college doesn't have a policy on drugs as long as you're not taking them during classes. So you can really do those wherever you want to. You could be out in the halls right now.
Yeah, I guess Lulin has a
Drugs.
reputation to uphold of not doing drugs.
Well, you see, I'm under house arrest, and I think if I was doing drugs in public property, that might be a problem, so.
Well, let's see. Let me just take a look. As he kind of looks back at you, and you watch his eyes start flicking around again. Except for the one where you start the fight, you normally make it home okay.
Can I do some kind of
Here?
arcana? Like, how does this work? Is he seeing, like, actually our past?
Yeah, Elliot.
Elliot wants to know too.
You do divination.
Elliot,
How
you
come
would
you
remember
aren't
from
this useful?
you would remember from taking his divination class 3 times that his right eye he lost as a kid to a spell gone wrong, so he replaced it with a magical artifact that lets him divine 24 hours into the past or future, as long as he's looking directly at a creature.
Ooh.
My light just died.
Oh, he's
Spooky.
in the dark.
Well, that's problematic for the green screen.
The blackness.
Wait, so did we
Alright.
just tell the only person who can, like, disprove us that we've taken drugs? that we've
Yes,
taken
yeah, we did.
drugs? Oh, cool.
Cool. Lula's just gonna pull out a flask, flick the top off, and just start taking a swig.
Hmm.
What is happening?
Drugs. That's what's happening. And Lula
That
takes
is
another
alcohol.
drink.
That's not drugs. I know the difference.
Cool.
He kind of
What's this guy's name again?
What was his name?
Yeah.
Pharaoh. Professor Pharaoh. Alright, chat, the green screen's just not gonna look great for a while. And by not look great, I mean not exist, so...
That's
What
right.
happened? Your light's like dead?
So when I went to check the USB, it was super hot, so I think I actually overheated the end of the USB, and it died.
Oh. Oh, geez.
And I can't
Yeah,
find a
bro.
new plugin for it without going
really
on like a
said-
10-minute adventure, so...
It really said not today.
But he's kind of looking at you all just... Well, your friend will be back soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
How long are you gonna be in here?
Till I finish the cigarette?
How long does that usually take?
About a minute.
Oh, Elliot just is looking dumbfounded. Like, be nice.
No,
Good
I'm
God,
trying.
Lyra.
I just we need the room for an intervention.
I noticed
You
that
do
you.
not
I
need the
noticed
room
that
Can you
you.
tell us how the
intervention.
intervention goes?
Seems like it goes. Well, I mean, there's a couple possibilities, but
It's fine.
there's actually
She's been
infinite
obsessed with like
possibilities.
therapy and intervention.
Seems like everybody. I saw one where everyone was hugging and crying.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Anyways, Miss Dream Shadow, I noticed that once again, divination was not on your class list for the semester.
Well, you know,
Are you
We
scared of
can't
your
all be good at
future or your
everything.
past, Miss Dream Shadow?
both.
Well, the only way to overcome fear is to go through it. You should sign up for the class.
Oh, I just don't think I'm very good at it. So
After
You know,
all,
it'd
could
be
you
really
imagine not taking all the classes before you
Well-
graduate? You're just gonna leave one untaken? That won't nag at you for the rest of your life?
well, I mean, well, now that you've said it like that, it definitely will, and in fact, it will haunt me for the rest of my life. So thanks for that, I guess. But I was told I couldn't take more than 4. You
Well,
know?
I'll talk to your advisor and see that you get a special exclusion to take divination. I think the things
Wait,
you'd learn
actually?
would surprise you.
Well,
Anyways, Mr. Burninoak's gonna need somebody to make sure he studies.
that's
Taking
that's-
divination
I
again?
can't take it again. They said I can't take it.
Well, you ended up on my class list somehow.
Oh fuck yeah, let's go.
It's almost like
Okay.
somebody.
I mean, I
it's-
knew that.
It's almost like somebody made sure that pieces fell so that by the time your registration got in, one of the other classes you were going to take just happened to be full already.
What?
But somebody'd have to know the future to make something like that happen.
True.
Well, now I feel kind of left out.
You can come. You can audit.
I guess that's fair. I mean, originally I decided randomly that I was going to take healing, care of magical creatures, and invisibility. But, I mean, I could learn the future, too.
Oh, News and World Walker. There are so many interesting futures ahead of you.
Oh, no, how? I don't... I feel like now I have to take it, because I don't like how vague that is.
That's just in the next
It's all right, you have
24
some
hours.
boring futures too.
That's just the next 24 hours, Miss World Walker.
What? Oh, God. It seems like a lot of pressure.
Well, as he kind of like takes the cigarette and ashes it out on just a surface in the room, like a table with fucking notes all over it.
Well, oh, okay.
Miss World Walker, my only advice to you would be, if you decide to open up your wings tonight, make sure you soar. As he walks out the door and closes it behind him.
Does that mean run away? Does that mean we need to run away?
Well, I mean, that would require me to take off all the inhibitors and go outside. So, I mean, I feel like that's the situation where I fight the guy. But I feel like, I mean, I'm not gonna fight Hector if he's just Hector, because now I know that some weird fucking mineral, whatever that thing is,
Yeah.
was, like, controlling him when he was fucking with us. So, like, I mean, I'm not gonna love it, seeing him, but, like,
I just
I'd
gotta,
have to really...
I just gotta
Be
pause
Maybe
for
it
1
was more
second.
metaphorical, you know?
Maybe.
It was like, if just spread your wings and fly.
Yeah, I guess that could be it.
Foxglove, first of all, how dare you? How dare you say his eye is just a magic 8-ball? Second of all, you're 100% right.
Just like shakes his head. Oh, God.
Oh my God.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Yeah. He nods his head forward violently, and half of his shit falls off. That's exactly what he does. Loses the headset, the glasses.
So, as you guys are sitting here kind of thinking about what Pharaoh might have meant by spread your wings, the door opens and Alron comes back in before closing it behind him.
Oh, hey. Oh, did Pharaoh already leave?
Yeah, Pharaoh left as he told News and that.
I have it on good authority that we have the room for at least as long as this will take, so.
Also, there might be some crying and hugging involved.
We don't know.
You,
I don't think so.
whose authority?
I think that's the
Mine.
next
And
intervention.
then Lulu gives
Sure,
Alron a
I
big
think-
bear hug.
When you go to give him a bear hug, roll me an athletics check. He steps out from under your arms with his arms still like at his sides and just goes, "If you wrinkle this, Elodie might actually cut my throat. Please don't."
Fair.
Okay. So the board in my room is not a creepy murder board.
Okay,
But
because, you
the
know, I
people
didn't
with
see
X's
it,
are dead.
but-
Yes, well, I put the X's on after they died, not before.
But you killed one of them.
Yeah, well, unfortunate circumstance, but business is what business is. No,
I want to check the color of his eyes real quick.
they're blue.
Cool.
Lyra's mom asked me to construct a list of people who could help in the reconstruction of Stipvale. Which, you know, powerful individuals.
Ew, she wanted help from Zod? That's gross.
She just asked me to make a list. And, you know,
That guy would have.
regardless of what else Koboldia has, it also has heaps and heaps of money.
So, why is it in a creepy murder board? Sort
way.
of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You think I've ever organized anything in my life?
Okay. Do you want me to get you
One
a
of 'em.
filing cabinet?
Lyra, one of us went to
Sorry.
school. The other one learned how to fight with a sword.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you want a filing cabinet? We could probably arrange that.
How do those work?
Okay. I will explain to you the Dewey Decimal System right now. Don't even
I
test
don't care about Dewey or his decimal system.
You open a drawer and you put stuff in.
But then how
Yeah,
can
but
I
it's
see it all at
all
one
put the-
time?
So it has little like
Well-
things that you label.
But if I don't look at it, I'll forget about it.
It's alright, I don't get it either.
Well, maybe a filing cabinet's not the best
Is
option.
anybody opposed to the murder wall? Knowing it's not a murder wall.
I was about to say, you
I
know,
mean,
you're making a lot slip here. And
So why is Spectra on the top of it then as a
What the fuck is Spectra?
I thought the name was on there.
his name is Hector.
Oh
His
yeah,
name is
Hector,
Hector.
excuse me. Look, they sound similar. Spectra, Hector, you know. That guy
Why is-
literally do you not remember him torturing us in the red pits?
No, I do.
So why would you even be okay with that as an option?
What do you mean? I want my home rebuilt. If everybody
So-
gets to go home in Stipvale, the ends justify the means.
Okay.
Anyways, as soon as he gives him all the money, I can tear his goddamn head off as his eyes flash gold.
Fair enough.
Oh, well,
Gold is the
Huddle?
werewolf
Can we
color.
do... No, I know. Can we do a huddle? Can we do a huddle?
No, I can't wrinkle this suit.
Not
No,
you.
no, not you.
You're
Sorry.
excluded from the huddle.
Sorry.
Well, that's a little
I need you to
rude.
be- I'm really sorry.
Stand in the corner.
I'll just...
Newsom like sweeps her arm around the
Yeah.
group.
Look, there's a little bit of sensitive information that maybe you should have as well, but like,
Cover your ears.
I'll just...
Look in the
Okay,
corner
okay.
and
I'm just gonna go... I'm just gonna go back... I'm just gonna go back out to the party.
no, wait, no, we need you still because I think. Anyway, Lyra sort of looks deeply into your eyes, and it's like, I think we should tell him at least about the mind sieve and how it's in its brain, in his brain.
Elliot's just a stern no.
Why? It's in his brain, and the
Yeah,
mind sieve
what
wants
you
to ally with us. And
I don't think we should let the mind sieve on to anything. I don't think we should let it know that we know he knows.
But wait, what do you mean? He told it. Didn't he tell us himself? The mind sieve? Just that,
Well, I
that
don't-
it exists and that it's probably in his brain. I
Well,
want to know if it was in my brain.
if it's in his brain, it knows everything he knows.
I
We
thought that.
can't
wait,
tip our
wait,
hand
wait,
this
Point
early.
of order. Quick point of order.
Okay.
Do we think? Sorry, do we know that it knows just like everything in his brain, or do we think it only knows what it sees when it's actually in his like
So-
eyes, basically?
It's the thing that was pulling... When you guys were in the pits, that was pulling out your memories and learning from them. So it can access anything in the brain of someone it's touched. Like, it... The way it put it for Elliot is, it reads your history like it's a book.
Is there any way to know?
Well, I think it's a good. I just feel like
Like,
it's
gotta
safer for him
leave.
to know that he has worms in his brain. You know what I mean? Like,
But
Then
there's
he
nothing to be
understands.
done.
well, there's nothing to be done right now, but then he at least knows that there's reasons why we can't tell him things, you know?
He's kind of looking at the three of you as you're all kind of just glancing back
Yeah.
and forth, looking into each
And
other's
I think
eyes,
that
and he
Lyra's-
goes... He looks at Lulu and he goes, did the shrooms kick back in again for them? Or...
I
Elliot's
think
just
that-
like, I think we tell him when we have a solution, not a second before. I would hate to be told that you are sick, but there's nothing we can do to help you.
You'd rather.
I would much rather live my life.
Should okay? What
until
if we
I-
asked him to? Sorry.
There is a way to make me better, at which point I would be okay knowing. But there's nothing that he can do to stop it. There's nothing that he can do to affect it in any way, and so, quite frankly, it's best for him to just live his life to the
I don't
best of
think
his abilities.
I don't think that's true. I think he could mitigate harm. I think that he could make choices that made it so he wasn't as much of a threat to us, knowing he had worms in his brain.
No.
No?
How?
How? Oh, how? Well, for example, maybe before he would want to be in these meetings that we have, whereas now he won't, or like we have no control over what he does. Like, what if he goes through our stuff into our
I guess,
all
but I
went through
just
his
don't think
stuff.
that. Well, a couple of us did. I don't think that it's going to make enough of a difference to matter. And I think that it is worse to know and have no action than it is to not know and live your life.
I agree with Elliot.
Well,
I
it's
don't
not.
think right now is the best time.
Also, how much of this is being conveyed to me and Lula? And that's what I was trying to
Oh,
figure
I was
out.
assuming you guys were just
There's-
all
there's-
linked, just like you
yeah,
were still in
Okay,
her
okay.
head.
We're just linking them up. Yeah.
My question is, how do we? Because we're also assuming we don't know for certain that he's not in me as well. So maybe number one priority should be figuring out what, because like there's got to be something like some trace that can tell us who he's in besides the eye color change when he's actively controlling them. There has to be some marker that's left in there, because he was in my brain as much as he was in Alron's brain.
If we could find the breadcrumbs between you two, if we can confidently find those and have definite answers, then I think that's the perfect time to tell him. When we're not sure about anything, I don't think he needs to know.
But the problem is if we're gonna test, like if we're trying to figure out if there's any link between me and him, in terms of whether we have this thing in us, he'd need to be a part of it. Like, he would need to know.
If it was
But
me,
what
I would want to
tests
know.
would you perform?
I don't know.
Well,
Like,
I can go into people's brains. Maybe I could find some trace.
We need to do more research.
I agree with Lulan. If we're only presenting a problem and no solution, it's
it'll
mental
only just-
torment.
it'll
He's
only
been
just
through
cause-
enough, is he not?
You guys are starting
only
to
just-
freak me out.
I think
Yeah, and
it'll
I
only
think
just cause
I
more
think that-
anxiety.
I think you guys are treating him like a child.
The man's already drinking himself to bed.
It's his own brain, though. It's his own body.
And what if this information is the tipping point?
He's been on an edge for a long time. You guys didn't see him just after we got out of the pits. When I ran into him, he was feral. I don't want to put him to a state like that again. And like, you notice that, like, the way Elliot said feral, it was like it was potent to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to know. I just don't think he needs to know at this current moment. Until we have information.
I think
As soon
that
as we have
kind of
information, he should be the first to know. But until then, I don't think it's things we need to talk about.
but you all have to remember that I was also feral when we left the pits, and it was only your all's support that helped me and regaining my memories. Elron didn't get that support, which is why he was still feral when you interacted with him. So, on that side then, if me and him are kind of sides of the same coin, doesn't it make more sense for us to be available and willing to support him through it?
Newsom,
what if
no
shutting him out
offense,
puts
but
puts him over the edge?
You were in there for a matter of days. He was in there for months.
and this is from the outside perspective, I know time wasn't linear, but the damage to his brain was completely different. So much worse than yours.
Honestly,
Like,
how dare you? Like, you guys didn't experience any of it. You're just assuming. You're like, oh, we walked into the pits and we saved you, so you were okay. Like, I had something that this thing wanted, and I spent years, by my perspective, being tortured by it, by you, by everybody in this room but Lyra. And you're standing here and telling me that what I experienced wasn't as bad as what he experienced when you have no concept of...
There was a matter of, what was it, as he sort of looks to Lulin, a couple days before we were in the pits to get you out. I understand it felt like years to you. Imagine how much longer it felt to him. He was there for months.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how much longer. It's not. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that what
that
he
you
went
had
through.
an easy. I'm not saying that it wasn't hard for either of you. I'm saying what happened to him is factors worse.
Depending on what they wanted out of him. It was different. Lyra had a completely different experience than I did. It's, you can't compare them because it's mental torture. It's magical mental torture. We don't know why he was there in the first place or what they put him through. So comparing it is like comparing apples to oranges. There's no way to know because we've never talked to him about it. And I understand that, like, he was feral and we went through something crazy, but I don't think it's fair for you to say that for both of you, and Nuzin looks at both Lulin and Elliot, to stand here and tell me that he definitely went through something worse than me, or that, like, our support of him is not going to make as much of a difference, that it's going to be the breaking point instead of...
I'm not
what
saying
helps
we
him.
shouldn't support him.
If he's drinking
But I'm
himself
saying-
into a coma right now, why does us intervening push him over the edge instead of help?
I'm not saying we shouldn't help him with his drinking problem. I'm not saying we shouldn't support him. I'm saying giving him this information with absolutely no actionable solution is far more of a problem for him than it is to help him. And he is fragile. He was feral when he got out. He barely is recovering, it seems. He's drinking himself into bed every night, as Lulin pointed out. I think he needs stability, not uncertainty. When we have certainty what he has been infected with, then we can go to him. But right now, I will not serve him up uncertainty.
Technically, we don't know if he's been infected. What we're telling him is there's a possibility, and we would like to investigate it. I can say the same thing. It's a possibility that I'm infected too. Hey, we're in the same boat, and we need...
So why don't we investigate it with you first? Why do we even need to bring him in on this?
Because having more people who might fall into that category would give us more information so that we could determine it.
Look, Elliot, look. There are logical reasons to tell him and to not tell him. I'm saying it feels wrong to not tell him.
It feels worse to tell him. Like, honestly, being told that there's a problem that you can't fix, for people like me and him, that's worse than not knowing.
Would you honestly say you would thank me if I kept something like this a secret from you?
Yes, especially if there was no action. If there was something we could do, I would want to know. But if there's nothing to be done, why would I want the burden of knowledge? That's my point.
We are going to treat him differently because we know this about him. what's to say that our treating him differently for no reason? Because we're going to avoid him. We're literally having an internal conversation with him in the corner right now, ignoring him. What's to say that that is not going to affect him worse than knowing? Because we're going to have to, if we don't know that this thing is listening, like, at least for me, if I need to be excluded from things, I know why. Like, and so I don't have to feel like, why is the group ignoring me? Why did they invite me in here and then tell me to go away when we needed to have a conversation? He doesn't get that. And so he just knows these people who, like, are in my daily life are suddenly treating me differently, and I have no idea why. Like, if that were
My
you, right?
support for him isn't going to go down at all. We did not include him in any warlock, any magical, any of these conversations before, and us not including him in them in the future isn't a change.
But he is around. He's a part of our house now. We didn't include him before because we weren't living in the same place. Now he's in charge of our household guard, basically. He's around all the time. If we're discussing something over breakfast, someone has some fucking omniscient dream, I don't know. I wake up in a mind space that I'm like, oh god, it's Spectraland, and he walks in, like, we have to stop. And have to, and then it's like, we just keep pretending? I just don't understand why telling him, like, this might be a possibility for any of us that were in the pit, and we're trying to figure out if there's markers. It's not like it's gonna kill him. It's not like worming his way, like, its way, like,
I'm sorry, but I think he would not want to know. I think knowing
Question.
that he is a potential vulnerability to those people that he loves would hurt more than not knowing.
Question. Can I do a quick, like, insight? Because I've known Allround a long time. Like, do I have any insight as to whether he would agree with Elliot or whether he would, like, want to know?
Roll me. I don't know if I want to have you roll history or insight.
maybe you can choose whichever one's better for you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Cool.
'Cause you have known
All
this
right.
guy since you were literal children.
Yeah, literally grew up together.
Crit stick.
Fuck.
He would
Fuck.
absolutely want you to
Okay.
tell him.
He would want you to. Oh, I think he would absolutely want me to
He
tell
would
him.
absolutely want you to tell him.
Oh, fascinating. Okay, Lyra's gonna be like, Elliot, I know that you found this connection with Allrond, but I've known him all my life. I respect that you didn't want to know something like this, but I think he would want to know.
Elliot, you can like Elliot is just like a gap. Like he's shocked that you would make that assertion. It's like, what? You've known him as what? Like a guard in your house? He was basically a servant to your family. Like, no offense, but his family were your family's guards. Do you have any idea what that's like? What you like? It seems shocking to me. There's no way that that's what he would want.
Oh, we were friends. How many conversations have you had with Allrond, truly? One-on-one, heart-to-heart, about, like, a topic like this?
You're right. I suppose I haven't had any heart-to-hearts with Allrond. Have you?
Yes!
Heart-to-heart.
We were He was my best friend before you were.
All right. Do what you gotta do. I still think he wouldn't want it. But If you know better, you know better.
Okay. Is everyone else okay with that? I don't want to make a decision for everyone. This affects all of us. I just think it's right.
Too late, as Elliot sort of like checks out of your mind.
Damn.
You guys good, Elliot?
Hey.
Elliot's going for the door.
Yeah, I think that Allround would be able to tell that like everybody's very upset at this moment. Like we wouldn't just be like standing stock still, faces
Even if he can tell, he's not reacting to it.
Okay, cool.
Let me grab that for you, buddy. As he like opens the door for you, Elliot.
Elliot sort of goes through and shuts it behind him.
So what's going on?
Okay, so, we have some difficult news for you. Which is that maybe we should all sit down and just, crisscross applesauce.
Always
she
been more
does.
comfortable standing.
Okay.
There's also
then
chairs
she'll
in the
stand back up.
room.
Oh, there's chairs. She goes, look, we came across some information tonight, that anyone who was in the red pits, I guess, except
When
for
you
me,
say the red pits, Alron's eyes close. Just instantly. And when they open back up, they're gold. As you watch his features kind of begin to get more wolfish. He leans towards you, Lyra. Don't talk about it. It doesn't know. As Alron kind of like leans back and his eyes kind of close again, he wakes up and goes, "Did you guys give me some of the shrooms?"
No, no.
I think, actually it might have been in the coffee. I think maybe what this is, and Newsom kind of like puts a hand on Lyra and is like, I think it was that that coffee that Elliot tried to make this morning. I think the grinds were kind of in what Lulin made, and there's something fucked up about that shit now.
Oh, okay, that makes
Yeah.
way more sense. What did you guys want to talk to me about?
Mostly it was just we're glad that it's not like a murder thing. Murder board that you were making. I mean, we definitely want to talk more about that, but maybe this isn't like the best spot to.
We were all just worried.
Yeah, we were just worried, I guess we do want to talk to you about, look, we care about you. You've been drinking a lot, buddy.
I mean, I've been drinking the same amount I've always drank.
Well, maybe that's, I'm a little concerned about the liver. I don't think the wolf can keep up with it forever.
I mean, not to say anything bad about being a new turn like Elliot, but my regeneration's a lot stronger than his is.
I just,
Again, we're
All right.
worried about you, bud.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
drink while I'm on the job.
No, we're not worried
No.
about.
Everyone
I'm not
else-
really
Look,
worried about how.
And he
capable
like
you are.
pulls out his pockets and he goes, "Look, I didn't even bring a flask."
Yeah, there's a
That's
shit ton of
yeah.
alcohol here. Why would you?
Yeah, which I haven't had an opportunity to drink yet, so I'll keep it in moderation. But can I go do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Just, we're here whenever you need to talk.
Yep. And he kind of pushes his hands back into his pockets and like brushes his sides. And as he turns and walks out of the room, a sliver of paper falls to the floor with burned edges. Almost like it flew off of a fire or something was burning.
Newsom,
Can Lyra
like,
just grab that? Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh,
Newsom,
I was
like-
gonna say, Newsom was just gonna step on it.
All right. You step on it.
While he leaves.
He leaves and closes the door. You hear him walking down the hallway.
Okay.
Elliot,
I-
on the other side of said door.
He kind of bumps into you, Elliot. He goes, "Oh, hey man, you want to go grab a drink?"
Yeah. You okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. I just thought it would be better not to know.
Yeah, well, sometimes ignorance is bliss. As he just walks down the hallway with you, Elliot. And I am going to
Yeah.
show the note to the players.
Let's
Oh, shit.
go.
Let's go. Oh.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
And I believe that chat can also see it. Yes, they can.
That E is upside down.
For chat or for me?
It's not upside down for anyone.
Oh.
But that
But yeah,
is
Newsom's gonna.
that is what the note says.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I think Lyra sort of picks this up
Hmm.
and is like, is this a language anybody reads? It's not familiar to me.
Does it?
It is not a language that any of you can read.
Okay. First message.
I think Lyra's just gonna pocket it.
God,
And did this come off Allrond, or was it like
It fell
sort of
like
what-
when he pulled out his pockets, like it was attached to like the lining of his pocket.
Gotcha.
Interesting. I'm sniffing it.
Yeah.
All right. Roll perception.
$17.
It smells like burnt parchment.
Anything else? Any other hints? I'm wafting it like Elliot told me to do.
A slight hint of roses.
She's like,
A slight hint of
She's like-
roses.
sniffing deeply and wafting the parchment with her hand, and she's like, well, it's burnt, but also it kind of smells like roses, like flowers.
Odd.
Is there anyone I can think of in our can I maybe think back?
Roll
if
me a
anyone's
history
ever-
check to think of the last time you saw a rose.
The last time I saw a rose in general. That's an 8.
The last time you saw a rose was right after a mysterious woman told you a story at a campfire.
The Baba Yaga lady?
Yeah.
Mm.
Did we jokingly say that Bathos was going to live with her? Was that like an actual thing?
I don't think it ever actually got said on stream.
Okay. I think that was a
Okay,
joke that
good,
we
good.
made, that he was gonna go live with her in the woods. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was real lore or joke lore sometimes.
I mean, it's not lore you learned yet, but that is where, when you guys joked about it, that is where he went. So,
Okay.
Love it.
The only thing I can think of is that lady. Remember that lady that we met in the woods when we were coming back from killing Elliot's stepdad?
Yeah.
And she was talking about how she disappeared people who did things she didn't like. Pretty sure she smelled like roses. But I don't know why. Why would she send us a weird fire message in a weird cipher?
Well, I don't think she sent it to us.
Oh,
So-
maybe.
Interesting. Well, I guess I'll
Ask your book.
take a look at this. My book. Wait,
Ask
what do you
your
want me to do?
Ask your book for a key.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea. I'm gonna look at my Kindle and say, can I get the key to this code, please?
When you ask the book for the key to the code, the symbols all begin appearing on the page. And then they start to burn, rapidly spreading outwards across the paper.
That.
And you just snap it and put it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna peek and see if it's still doing
The
it.
pages are burned, but the fire's out. The symbols are gone.
Okay. Do I think that my actual like magical book is damaged?
It might be.
Oh. That's not good. I'm gonna ask it for my fan fiction and see if it comes up.
The fan fiction appears, but there are pages missing here and there that you know should be there.
Oh, what? This is my favorite one.
It's the fan fiction, but it's all Shrekified.
This is the Shrek.
Is love. Shrek is
Damn
life.
it.
Oh my god.
What do you make
sorry,
of that
I
one?
Sonic lore.
Okay. Well, that's not good. I gotta get that fixed at some point. So that didn't work that well, but it was a good thought, you know?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't think it would mess up your book.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Well, I don't really want to be at this party, to be honest. Was there something we needed to do here?
I think it was more to like save face, maybe.
Okay.
Character
I mean-
there was, but we can't do it because the person's not fucking here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not happening.
Yeah, I guess
Yes,
that's
it's
just
not.
that's
Let's leave. I want to leave.
We'll just say that Nom has disappeared, and I'll have Ferret do rolls for it at the beginning of next session.
Yeah.
okay.
Sounds good.
We'll shoot through his little short story.
Or if he gets home, we
Nah,
can always.
He messaged me
bookend
he's
it.
not going to make it tonight.
Well, I mean, I saw in the group chat, but at some point, I assume he's going to be back at his house tonight. But
True. Anyways, so the three of you were in there. And then down at the bar are Elliot and Elrond.
hanging out at the statue.
Yeah, man, no, they just... I mean, it's good to know that you guys are, like, looking out for me, and I don't really think I have that much of a problem, but, you know, it's good to know.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I drank that much, but apparently you guys do, so I'll try and tone it back. As he, like, just grabs a bottle and takes a swig from it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't think it was a problem. That's sort of why I left. You know, I kind of felt like they were playing that up a little bit, you know, and
No, I appreciate
So
you
that's all
having
they
my
had to
back,
say.
man. No, I can always count on you.
oh, of course.
So, like, we haven't talked. What did I miss?
Oh, all sorts of stuff.
Tell me all
I mean,
about it.
mostly just you. I mean, like, it's all just walking along the fucking grasslands. Like, I don't know how the fucking Minotaurs do it. It's just mile after mile of nothing. Not a tree to be fucking seen.
Yeah,
oh
man.
my
I don't
god.
know. I've never been to the grasslands, so I don't really have much of an opinion on it.
That's fair. Don't go, honestly. It's the worst.
I believe it.
And then they have these lakes that aren't even lakes. They're like 2 inches thick everywhere. So it's just a pond that's big.
Just a
And it
giant
Ugh.
puddle?
yeah.
Hell
And it's
yeah.
just always damp and like you have to go across it, you're just walking through a puddle. For
Imagine
miles.
how fast you could, like, belly slide on that.
I mean, I suppose. I think my days of being thrown are over, but I could see being skipped on that water like a fucking
I mean,
rock.
God, something like that would make a great training base for mages, wouldn't it? There's so much in the environment they could practice to learn combat skills.
That's true. There's a lot of like manipulating your environment there. And I bet if you put, you'd have to get the foundations pretty solid. But if you put a building right in the center of that pond, nobody's gonna try to siege that thing. What,
Yeah,
are they gonna roll up their warforged through a swamp?
when we get back to the house,
It's gonna get stuck.
let me grab a map and you can show me where that was at.
Yeah, okay. It's just like the big puddle over there. I don't even remember what it was called.
Well, we'll find it on the map. I'm sure that'll be useful. Who knows? Maybe I'll build a training base out there myself.
It doesn't sound like a bad idea.
No,
Gotta get the right
I'm sure the idiots would love it.
investors. No, I think they might hate it. Tweedledee and Tweedledum aren't necessary. They don't strike me as
Hey,
outdoorsy folk.
hey. Only I call them idiots.
Oh, are you sure though? Not even just like the passing.
In passing,
Okay.
but nicknames will have to be approved.
I would like to apply for approval for Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Denied. I don't like it. It's not mean enough to both of them.
Tweedledum and Tweedledummer?
Oh, I'll consider it. Anyways, so, like, how do I get one of those bank stamp things? Because I've just seen people using those, and I love the concept of just stamping something to get whatever I want.
Well, you have to have the money in, like, the bank.
How do I get money in the bank? Besides working
get
for
the
you. I
bank
mean, I'm
money.
getting paid, but,
Thank God, I was worried.
yeah. I mean, do they take, like, artifacts and stuff? Because I got some stuff left over from the war that I just kind of been keeping to myself.
Yeah, no, they take magical artifacts. They don't give, like, the best deal. If you could find someone in town to sell it to, that might be better. But definitely, if you want... Elliot sort of, like, looks out the window. Is it dark yet?
It is dark.
Okay. I bet the bank's closed for today, but tomorrow, I could take you out to the bank and we could get you all set up with a stamp.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh, cool. First thing tomorrow, remind me.
Ooh, first thing, I have an appointment.
Okay, well...
Yeah, doctor said I have to
tell Elodie
lay in
I-
my bed for the first 3 hours of the day. Otherwise, I could be sad.
Well, I meant first thing for you, not first thing for me.
Oh, good. So like 10 o'clock. We'll do 10 o'clock.
Oh, I assumed noon, but 10 works.
Oh. We'll meet in the middle, say 11?
Sounds good.
I don't exactly know what
Works
time I'm
for-
getting home tonight, but her dad's a nice guy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, he might be the guy to talk to get a stamp. But
Well, that's fair.
I wouldn't ask him outside of work hours,
No, I pitched a project to him. He actually seemed pretty excited about.
Oh? Mind sharing the project?
Security agency. An outside
Okay.
an outside thing that can help act as a third party to investigate the banks. I got it from I got the
Investigate
entire
them for what?
well, like whether they can be stolen. I got the entire idea from when Nam told me he got that job to try and rob the bank.
Oh, I made that shit up.
Oh, but like what about I pitched it to him like what if there was a company that did this kind of like testing and he was all for it. He told me if I got all the paperwork in order, he'd give me 50,000 gold to start it up.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Can I be an employee?
I don't know. Seems like kind of seems now like you want to cut my money from your made up job.
Well, no. I want to be an employee. I'll do work.
Oh,
Just
well,
looking for a wage here, brother.
I mean, it's once it's all set up, it's mostly going to be outsourced work.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, most of the big, I mean, the only
Outsourced
bank here is Apud, and
to
Nom's
who?
already doing that one. But I mean, there's a lot of bigger banks in Zraya that I think they want it to work on. You
Okay.
can definitely help me by being a hiring manager, though.
I mean, that's less interesting than trying. Yeah,
But the people we're going to be
I'd love to
hiring are going to be people like you guys. So who better to tell me whether they're worth their shit or not?
Ooh, that's true.
I want Newsen
Oh
on
my
it
God,
too.
imagine
Remind
the
me,
tests I
remind
could
me
run
to talk
into.
about that next time we see Newsen. I want Newsen on that too.
You mean you want news?
Does Lulin know Zone of Truth? I feel like that'd be very useful for going over people's resumes.
Ooh, I think Lulin with Zone of Truth might be pretty helpful. I mean, what's Newsen gonna do though?
Fight them.
We don't want to kick their asses.
Yes, we do.
We want to hire them.
Yeah.
I don't
And
understand.
I need to know that they're worth their salt. If they can last 10 seconds in the ring with Newsen, they're probably going to do better than your average bank guard.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
I mean, the other option is we just ask Lyra how many times she can cast Magic Missile. Tie him to a tree or something and see how they hold up. This is why I need a hiring manager. I think Lulin would do
There are far
human
easier
resources.
ways to tell a person's constitution than shooting them a bunch of times.
Drinking contest.
That would do wonders. Much better than Magic Missile. I don't think
Maybe. Where is
Lulin
Newsen?
would do HR.
As you guys are kind of coming out of the room, he comes around the corner. Newsen!
Yeah.
You want to fight future employees?
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic,
I would love that.
fantastic. Lulin, do you know Zone of Truth?
Oh, yeah. Paladins fucking get it.
You just let me know. And then Lyra, how many times can you cast Magic Missile?
Many. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, okay. How many? What about higher level? Do we
You're
want
just
higher
gonna.
level mit?
It doesn't matter. You're just gonna be hitting people with it until they get knocked out.
Oh, so many.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so many. And I think Lyra makes eye contact with Elliot, and sort of is like, when we tried to bring up the red pits, I think Allround doesn't know he was there. I think only the wolf knows.
Oh, that's good to know. I did pick up that you guys didn't tell him. Almost fucked that up.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyways.
Lyra's just like,
Yeah, I mean, you know I could cast
So many
Magic
times.
Missile too.
lots of times.
So. I mean, you guys all seem pretty upset. Everything's good?
Yeah,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's not
I'm-
encouraging. Yeah.
Look, I'm just stressed here in general. I mean, you know, we almost got jumped at a regular old bar.
I know. I got
Who
to
knows
beat a
who's
dude's
around it?
ass.
Yeah, I know,
It's
but
great.
who knows who's around the
Loved
corner here? I just feel tense in general.
yeah, do we know how long we have to stay for?
I
You
mean,
guys can go.
I have to stay here until Elodie leaves. And
Fair.
she said that she wants to dance, so that's gonna be hopefully soon.
Elliot's gonna pull out his map. Oh yeah, avoid these areas.
Oh, wait. No, you guys are just going home. Ephraim and Sumter should still have the carriage outside. They should still be doing their
Okay.
jobs.
Fair enough. That's probably a good shout.
Anyways,
And if I leave now, we can go up and grab some of that marble up at the top of the hill, and then come back down to our house.
why the fuck?
I'm actually getting really attached to this plan.
Why the fuck do we want marble?
Oh, you don't. I do. I need it for my counters.
Okay. So are you guys all going?
Well, I don't know. These Lyra looks uncomfortable. Newsen looks uncomfortable. Lulin looks angry. I mean, I'm good.
I mean, if you guys aren't having a good time, you should definitely get out of here while the getting's good.
I'm gonna go
speaking of the
steal some
kittens.
hors d'oeuvres.
I was
And then-
about to say.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
doesn't
guys.
seem like a good plan.
Here's the plan.
Did you bring
We
the bag
stock
of
up on some
Colton?
elven rock candy.
Yes.
Oh,
we
hell
get some.
yeah.
We get some of that like
Wait, wasn't
human
dwarven?
beer in a cup or whatever. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Beer in a cup.
So how we need to
Just
compare
beer.
pocket sizes. Who goes for what?
Elia sort of looks around. Lulin, your pockets look the most waterproof. You grab the human foods.
Yeah.
Nose and you got big pockets. I think, like,
No, she's in a dress, no pockets.
Yeah, I'm
oh,
kind of.
no pockets.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
no.
I went for function, so that I would be able to fight if I needed to. Not a lot of like good storage. I have a cloak that we could like I brought my cloak with me so I could like use it like a sling it over my shoulder like a pack.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that would
way
be
too
very
obvious.
subtle. Hey. If I leave and come back in, I can make myself look like a really tall elf. And then they would know it was me.
it's okay. It's fine. We could just lose the pocket space. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Um,
It's okay. I have pockets though.
Look, if I walk out
Right.
with an armload of food, who's gonna stop me?
It looks bad. People
Yeah,
are
we
gonna
have to
think we're
be
poor.
subtle.
We are poor, but we're not supposed to let anyone know.
I mean,
So anyways.
I don't think anyone ever assumed that I was rich, but
Well, you'd be surprised. Anyways, all I'm saying, that's a very pricey looking dress.
I guess that's fair. Kind of like looks at it like she has no concept of like the value of something worn.
Incredible.
Anyways, what do you want to grab the elven stuff, or should
Yeah,
I
I'll
grab the
grab
elven
the-
stuff and you grab the dwarven?
I'll get.
I mean, we're
the
obviously
elven.
not gonna get any of the minotaur. Sorry,
No,
guys.
sorry.
But
It's-
like,
Yeah, it
It's
wasn't-
not good Minotaur. Why would you ever take fake Minotaur food when Lulin is right here?
That's
No,
so
exactly.
true. Yeah. Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Yes, I'll go to the elf section. You go to the dwarf section.
Right, perfect.
You know what I can do?
Meet back here in 5.
I'll stand at the door and mean mug everyone so nobody
Okay.
sees you taking it.
Perfect.
Ah, ideal.
So you guys
Like-
all run off and begin taking food. And Lyra, while you're taking food, Breton walks up next to you and he's looking over the table, and then as you start like taking things in haste and like emptying piles, he's like hastily looking around and grabbing things he wants and putting them on his plate.
Like, can I do a stealth or something to see?
Invite
Yeah,
Breton
Michelle's
back
and
to our
stuff.
house for an after party.
Oh yes. I'd be like, hey, Breton,
Let's pick the cool people and bring them back to the
Yeah,
house.
we're like leaving because this party is kind of not it for a couple of us. So if you want to join,
It does
Party
kinda blow.
blows.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that'd be fun. You want me to like spread the
Cool.
word?
Only to the cool people.
Only the cool ones.
Well, yeah, I know the cool people.
Yeah, I trust Breton's
I,
sense
I
of
do,
people.
I trust you. You know,
Oh
go for
god.
it. Can I roll my stuff?
There's gonna be literally hundreds of people in our house by the end of night, and I can't wait.
After party. we're gonna upstage your uncle's party.
Literally.
Lyra, roll sleight of hand.
Oh yeah, should I do the same?
You should.
Oh man, I thought
They
that
get
was gonna
advantage
be
because
another
I'm
one.
I'm mean mugging people
Oh,
so that there's not
yeah.
as many people to see them.
Yes, they do.
Both of us or just
Both of you.
Oh yeah!
Oh good.
Let's go.
Elliot has done this before.
Oh wow, that was
Elliot,
so
at a young
good.
age, mastered the art of, in formal elven clothes, where to hide food in slide rolls. Lyra, you still
Lyra-
kind of suck at this. You just kind of have arms full of food as you go for the door.
Come on, guys.
Lulin forgot about the part to carry the food and instead of shoving the food in his mouth. He sees good food, completely forgets about the plan, realizes that his tummy got the rumblies, and he's just shoving food in his mouth.
If I see Lyra with an armload of food, I will like use my cloak, that like extra cloak that I brought, and I'll kind of like put it sort of like side clasp over your shoulder, so it's covering your front, and it's huge because it's made for me, so it's like down almost like almost a full length thing.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, now just kind of put your arms like a little bit lower, and I think you should be okay.
Okay, I think I'm okay. I also think I'm gonna trip on your cloak a little bit. I'm sorry.
I'll hold it, don't worry.
Okay, cool. And
We walk very casually out while Nuzin is like just like sort of like train holding the cloak.
As you guys are walking out. Oh, that's not where that was meant to go. As you guys are walking out, you see Brennan holding a sending stone to his mouth and whispering something into it.
Can I try and overhear or like read his
Roll
lips
perception.
maybe? Or...
He doesn't have lips. He's wearing a mask.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so I just have to overhear it. Okay, percepting. Nope.
Can I tell if he's like looking over at us or if he's looking at someone else?
He's seeing his eyes are glancing around the room.
Okay, interesting.
Like he's looking for something.
Okay.
Anybody else want to try and hear what he's saying?
I think Lulin will just go up to him, be like, "You look troubled. Is everything okay?"
Everything's fine. You all should head home.
I'm starting to think not everything's fine now.
It's fine.
Okay. Do you want any of us to stay behind?
He's gonna like pull you in close, Lulin, and he's going to whisper in your ear, "I need you to get Nuzin as far away from here as possible. I have to reset the Bastion system and all of the inhibitors are about to go offline."
Got it. Lulin's gonna like lead in, just play along. Lulin's gonna like hold him, turn to like Nuzin and Elliot. They know we're taking the food. Go, 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 go.
Brennan's just gonna kind of sit there like being held, like, don't you do it. Don't you dare leave with that food. You get back here right now. Get back here right now.
Lulin's gonna whisper to him like, hold me back a little bit.
As Lulin turns to like run away, Brennan's gonna wrap his arms around him, just, "You're not getting away from me that easily," before he just lets Lulin break free and like feigns falling to the ground.
Elliot, walking as calmly as possible. I don't know what you're talking about.
As you guys get in the carriage, and Sumter and Ephraim lean back. "Where to?"
Back home.
We're having an after party, buddies.
Yeah,
I hope you have your.
We're having an after party?
Oh yeah, sorry you weren't there. We invited Breton over, and we told him to invite whoever he wants. Whoever's
we have
cool.
to go to the fucking late night market. All right, so we're going to the market on the way home, boys.
All right.
We have a bonfire already out back. We'll just get like a big fucking animal and roast it. It's fine.
You gave Breton a blank invitation. Our house is going to be overrun. I need cleaning supplies.
People. Look, you were the one who's like, we need to deal with our reputations. Who's gonna... That was a stuffy, boring party. Is our reputation not gonna be better if we throw a banger party? Look, none of these
I'm assuming you guys are in the carriage at this point.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's like none of these boring ass elves have ever experienced a Minotaur 3-day party, and we just hit the weekend, my guy.
as you're heading away, and Nuzin says that You all watch as all of Newson's inhibitors, the lights just die.
What?
Huh.
How do you feel?
What are you talking about?
Oh, the lights.
So, anyways, I'm not complaining
Um,
about the party, but I'm definitely concerned about our supplies. I don't think we have nearly enough guac to host a party like this. Now, I think the house is almost up to snuff. Now, there's a few parts I have to block off, make sure that nobody sees that our house isn't quite up to code, because that would be pretty bad for our reputation. But I think it's a great idea. I'm very happy you invited all these
What if-
people, Newson.
What if?
With enough alcohol, nobody's gonna see nothing.
What if we have the party in the backyard?
Nope, you can't have. Well, I guess I can close the entry. Okay, fine.
Of course, we're gonna make a conga line for the fucking hot springs in the back.
Oh, so true.
We just built that big ass fire pit area, and then we've got the hot springs.
As you guys are continuing to ride away, the inhibitors begin flashing red about every 2 seconds.
I don't love that. I don't love what it's
Do
doing.
I notice that, or am I
I-
like?
I
You
think-
can
I think
notice
Lyra's
it.
pointing it
It's kind
out.
of
She's
free
like,
for you
I
to
don't-
notice.
What does
Eh,
that mean?
It's probably just like.
I
a
try and
boot.
make my little light things.
Your lights appear.
I use my magic. These things are broken. Let's fucking go.
As Newson says that, they blink back to green, and Newson, the lights vanish, and from behind you in the direction of the museum, you hear an explosion.
What the fuck was that?
What the?
I won't
Can
get
we-
blamed for this for sure.
Wait, can we look
God
back?
damn
Like,
it.
is it like the
Yeah.
whole thing is destroyed? Is it like
Is there
There's
like a sunroof
small-
on this that I can?
You guys
look
can
my head
open
out
the
of?
doors and lean out and look.
yeah?
Mhm.
As you lean out and you look behind you from the direction of the museum, you can still see the top of the museum still standing, but there's a orange glow coming from within it, and there's smoke trailing off into the sky.
I feel like
I'll
that's
meet you guys at home. I need to
probably-
make sure my uncle's okay. As
Well, yeah, no,
Elliot
no,
like
we
jumps
all
out of
know.
this moving carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
Lyra's
sure?
following too.
The whole
I
fucking
mean,
Mr.
Elliot's in like a
exploded.
full dash.
More
Yeah,
serious than you've ever seen either of them, Sumter turns and goes, "That's not the protocol. You're all going home."
Are they
Oh,
doing anything to physically stop us? Because I think we're running.
Oh, you're jumping out of the carriage?
yeah, we're
Yeah,
jumping
no,
out of the moving
Elliot is-
carriage.
Jumped out of the carriage and is on his way.
Susan's tucking and rolling.
They just kind of look back at you, Lulin, because you're the only one who hasn't announced you're jumping out yet.
He hands them each of a dessert.
Yeah, we left all the food in there. We're like,
Well,
take
oh
it
yeah, I was
back.
gonna say, as Elliot breaks composure and starts running, there is food flying out of every possible place in his suit.
Little
Like,
rock
you,
candies.
you almost swore you saw a full baguette come out of his hair. You have no idea how it got in there, but it's flying out of there.
So funny.
Baguette.
Lulin hands them each like a giant cookie or something. It's just like
the
keep the
hair
car
of
moving.
holding.
I could have eaten these, and they are really good. But I don't know if you guys were able to go inside and get anything. And after he hands them both, he just tucks rolls and dips.
They just both kind of look back at you as you fall away, as the wagon just keeps going towards the house. As you guys round the corner, you see that people are rushing out of the museum as this fire burns within it. And the bastions have kind of formed like a cordon so that people can get out, but they're not letting anyone in.
Lulin would immediately start tending to the people that are hurt.
Elliot's going over to I think Elliot would be familiar with sort of how they put out fires.
Yeah.
and go to the fire line and start using shape water to hand water through the fire line to sort of get water to the building.
I think
Lulu would use that idea and like start like making like beds, like at a safe distance for like the severely injured people.
As you guys are kind of looking, this is way too happy music for what is happening right now. I'm sorry.
Susan
Can I
starts yelling
summon
for
like
Nom.
the water elemental and then have it help the fire, put out the fire?
Yeah, you could.
Cool.
So, Newson,
Yeah.
as you're yelling for Nom, you kind of see him come out of the bushes behind you.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are kind of watching this entrance, doing everything you can to helping is like getting people out of the way, helping the wounded, getting people lying down and rested. You see Alrond come out with Elliot's uncle over his shoulder. And kind of like began stumbling towards the line before handing him off, turning around and going back into the building.
I think Lyra's gonna send the water elemental with him.
I'm going
I will
to
also go with him if the Bastions will let me.
I'm going to cast resistance on Alrond for fire damage.
So, Newson, as you run towards the bastions to go back in with Alrond, you see they turn their heads to look at you, and it's almost like a look of recognition as their arms break apart just in time for you to go through before closing again.
Okay, cool.
As you rush towards the entrance, and let me get us back on the bed. And I'm going to need everybody but Newson to move themselves kind of just out of the way.
Okay.
So, Newton, you catch up to Alrond as he's running towards this building, and he kind of looks at you as the resistance kind of comes over him, and the water elemental catches up to you and starts putting out flames in your way. He goes, glad to see you got out before whatever that was.
Yeah, we were just on our way back, about to throw a party, but now it looks like we're saving people instead.
Well, we could still have a party afterwards. We gotta get upstairs. I don't know who's left inside.
You know, the I lived party would be pretty sick, eh?
Yeah, well, that's assuming it's not in bad taste because somebody died.
Yeah. Let's hope for the best. Fingers crossed. I think Newson is gonna kind of, like, get low so that her head is not, like, up in the smoke.
Okay. He's gonna kind of, like, grab your... You watch as his eyes begin to glow gold as he grabs one of your hands and he sets it on his shoulder, like, I'll lead the way, follow me through.
Cool.
As he begins to just push through this fire, and you can see that even with the resistance, his forearms with the tally marks
I sent the water elemental with him.
You
to
did.
help.
It's clearing the hallway, but
fire.
there's still heat and steam.
Yeah.
As you're kind of watching his forearms burn and heal and burn and heal and burn and heal.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys push through to the back staircase. You just want to follow him.
Yes. Oh, the game's paused. We can't move our tokens. There you go.
We're good now. As you guys kind of push through to the staircase, and as the water elemental's going ahead of you, and the fires crackling and going out around you, people are kind of using the opportunity to escape into the hallway, and Alron's kind of like ushering them past you. And as you get to the base of the stairs, you see Brennan laying there, almost like he's frozen, like arms up, ready to fight, just locked in place.
That's weird. Like, it doesn't look like he's not like turned to stone. Like,
Nope, he is just. The only time you would have seen it is if you've ever seen anyone cast Hold Person.
I don't think have we ever. None of us have ever used Hold Person. I don't think.
Mm-mm.
Have you been all the way upstairs yet?
I haven't. I don't know what's up there.
Okay. You should probably take Brennan back out because if he's stuck like that, he can't hold his breath.
Well, does he need to breathe?
Really know what mortal? I mean, he's gotta do some things, probably.
Okay.
We
Well,
can't just leave him there.
but if something's upstairs, we have to stop it.
Yes.
The explosion came from that balcony that Elliot was on earlier.
The one wait,
Above the
balcony?
garden?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what it could be, but still, I feel like we should probably. I can't do anything about that. I don't even know how much I can do with all of these things on, and she like gestures to the cuffs and all the inhibitors, which are still green, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
they're still active.
We'll take this guy and get him outside. I'll go upstairs.
I don't.
Worst comes to worst, I have the water elemental, and whatever Lulin did to me, I'm burning less than you would.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I'm coming right back. Let's see. That's 115 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
I can
so
be
we're
here
just...
back in like 30 seconds. Just wait.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
I'm just gonna grab Brennan and dash out. I can do 80 feet of movement with my dash every 6 seconds.
We're just gonna do this role play. Great.
Okay.
I like the idea that, like, Elliot's going over to his uncle, and the door thrown into the crowd. Newson comes out holding Brennan over his shoulder, just throws him down, heads back in.
That's pretty much what happens. Is like I probably wouldn't. She wouldn't toss him down necessarily, but it's not gonna be. He's gonna be like, there's something. He's like something magical's happening with him, and I can't fix it. And like kind of plop.
Elliot's
back
going
in.
to cast Remove Curse, and then look to Lyra. Do you have anything else that could remove magic?
Are you sure you want to cast that spell?
Oh no! You can't ask me that.
Great.
You're right. Elliot would know better.
I have Dispel Magic.
Can you be selective with Dispel Magic?
Let me read it. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect. Yeah, I can only choose one.
Okay, yeah, do
Target.
that.
On what? The inhibitors. Yeah. Okay. I'll do like
not the inhibitors.
Oh.
What? I'm talking about Brennan. He's paralyzed.
Oh,
Unparalyzed.
I didn't realize he was
Unparalyzed.
Yes, I will unparalyze him. I'll start off with just a 3rd level Dispel Magic, but if it seems like I need to go higher, I will with my casting.
Okay, so when you cast that, Brennan, he kind of like flopped. Like he's not paralyzed anymore. Now he is actually just unconscious.
Okay. Is he okay? Is he stable?
Yeah, he seems stable.
Okay.
Like he doesn't seem like he's in distress.
Okay. With the amount of people that's injured, Lillian's going to cast Healing Spirit.
Okay. So you're healing.
Lillian can heal a mass amount of people in a small area.
Yeah. So the spirit kind of. I'm not gonna make you roll for the healing.
Yeah, I'm just using the slot.
Yeah, but the spirit kind of begins flitting around to the wounded people around you and patching them up. You're watching burns heal, bones mend. It even flits over to Brennan for a bit before flitting away, but he's still laying on the ground unconscious. Newson, as you...
Brennan is...
Oh.
Sorry. Well, I was going to say, Elliot wants to know the status of his uncle. Like, Brennan was a pressing matter that he diverted his attention, but he's going back to his uncle.
Lillian will check on him.
Yeah.
On the uncle.
Yep. So while you two are checking on Fulwin, who does seem to be okay, he's kind of awake. He seems kind of confused, like you get when you inhale smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But he's kind of like coming to his senses. Nuzin, as you rush back in, you see Allrond at the base of the stairs as you're rushing down this steaming hallway. As he looks up and then he goes, "Hey, no, stop!" And he runs up the stairs.
Okay, I'm following.
As you follow him up the stairs, you see that he's chasing after a figure wearing what looks to be a version of the Stipville military uniform. They're
Okay.
wearing the green tunic, the armor's the same color, but they're wearing rags everywhere else. As Allron's chasing after them, and he kind of jumps out and wraps his arms around their waist and brings them to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
As you run up to him, and you see him struggling with this guy.
Yeah, I'm going to help and just also do the same. If I can stop the guy from struggling, like pin his arms or probably, yeah, pin the arms.
So, you manage to grab this guy, because it's the both of you and you're both incredibly strong. I'm not going to make you do a check for it.
Okay.
But you manage to grab this guy and get his arms pinned. As Allron's looking at this guy, and you what do we do with him?
Who are you and what are you doing?
The man kind of looks up at you from over his shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of a glare in his eyes.
What color are his eyes?
His eyes are blue.
Normal eyes.
Yes.
You can start talking, or I can knock you out and we can send you outside to the authorities. I don't really care either way.
He kind of looks up at you as you say that. And you almost watch him, it's almost a sneer. As he says, "Only 2 words for you, legend. Mors Immortalis." As a symbol on his forehead burns bright blue for half a second, and he turns to ash.
What? Like there's anything I could do about that.
Allron's just standing there looking at you.
Gather the ash, I guess? Let's go.
I
get...
What the?
Gather the ash
What did he
in
say?
a burning building.
Mors Immortalis?
Oh,
Don't say it.
that's old. That's an old human dialect.
What's it mean?
Death to immortals.
I was half expecting Nuzin to just disintegrate when she said.
Remember, I'm functionally immortal, so I'm the one who wants to die.
Anyways, let's get to the balcony.
Yeah.
As
I am going to grab a handful of the ash though, and try and bring it with me.
yeah, Allron opens a pouch for you and just helps you shove some in.
Look, I don't know. The smarter people are outside.
Where people are outside.
As
That's my excuse every time.
The smart people are outside.
That's what I'm writing on the next exam.
As you guys run to the balcony, and on the balcony you see sitting in the chair, ripped and torn apart and very clearly dead, is Hector. With the entire balcony shattered and a scorch mark and a crater in the center of it.
Someone just straight up fireballed this guy? Does it look like it? I've seen Lyra cast fireballs before, and Elliot, I think.
There are fragments of metal and steel embedded in the walls. This was very clearly a conventional bomb.
Oh, Jesus. I guess I'm gonna do what the smart people would do, and I'm gonna gather some evidence. I'm gonna take
You're gonna come outside with a bag of metal scraps and ash, and everyone's gonna go, "Why?
Newton,
Why
maybe
did
we
you pick
shouldn't.
that
Newton, maybe we shouldn't touch anything. Lyra's elemental seems to almost have this place out.
Yeah, but don't like. Can't people like look at the metal and know where it came from or something?
But maybe we should let the people whose job that is do that, so we don't get in trouble for tampering with a crime scene.
The person whose job that is frozen downstairs.
Well, maybe he'll wake up soon.
What if?
At least, maybe Elliot's uncle can come take a look at it.
That man is also dead downstairs. You carried him out.
That's the
He's
old
not
guy?
dead. Yeah, that guy that was over your shoulder, that was Elliot's uncle.
Oh. Okay, I guess we should take, like, sample? Should we take this guy's body downstairs
That's what
with
I'm
us?
saying.
Should we take this
That's
guy's
why
body
I
with
grabbed a
us?
handful of ash.
I guess you start pulling stuff out of the walls. Well, I guess maybe I should. I kind of have the nails for it. It's just like, it's like claws kind of up here.
Should we make sure there's no people up here that are alive currently?
I have a weird feeling that whoever that was already did that.
Made sure that they weren't alive?
I don't know. He was putting a knife away when he was coming down the stairs.
Oh, Jesus. Fucking God. Okay. Wait, we're on a balcony, right?
Yeah.
Newton walks to the edge of the balcony, leans over it, and goes, "Guys, a bomb went off up here! Should I get samples? Should I collect
So, to be
evidence?"
clear, Newton, the balcony you're on is the one over the garden that's in the middle of the museum.
Oh, okay. I
It's
thought
a
it was in the
courtyard.
front.
It's over.
Yelling into my courtyard.
Newton, who were you talking to?
I thought that we were in a different part of the museum.
Yeah, I know, there's a lot of steam. It's okay, I'd get lost too.
Yeah, this is really, I'm feeling a little bit woozy, you
Maybe
know?
you should get outside.
It's fine. I'm getting some fresh air from the balcony. I guess I could run back and ask, and then we could come back.
Yeah, that'll work. I'll stay here and watch the body.
All right. I'll be back. Newton goes and runs back outside. Oh my God. Hey, so, okay. I have a lot of information and very little time to deliver it in.
Okay.
So we caught a guy. He was wearing a really fucked up Stipvale military uniform and rags. He said, Mors Immortalis, which apparently means death to immortals. Then he turned to ash. He literally burned. I have this sack full of his ashes. She hands it over.
Okay. Whoa.
I don't know. I didn't know if it would be useful. Maybe.
I'm sure. Yeah. That's
We kept going. There was clearly like an actual bomb used. Hector is dead. And I wanted to know if I needed to collect like shrapnel for evidence. I don't know.
Maybe I should just go
I can
with
come
you.
up and look at it.
Yeah, we should just
Yeah.
go
It's
with
still
you.
really on fire right now.
It's
I mean,
okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll cast resistance on everybody
it's okay.
for fire. Lulu just continues
Elliot's-
to just keep going.
Sorry, go on. Yeah. Elliot's gonna go up to one of the bastions and go, "Hey, you still in there, Brennan?"
Its head just kind of locks down and looks at you.
Autopilot, then. Okay, great. Keep everyone out. I'm going back in. As Elliot sort of goes towards the building to follow the people that I assume are just a little bit ahead of him.
Yep.
Yeah, news
It lets
to
you
everybody.
duck under the it lets you all duck under the bastions and kind of head inside because thanks to Rosie's or Lyra's water elemental, the fire's out
Pretty much
entirely.
out.
Yeah, like people are actually beginning to move back towards the building.
Okay, so we came up this way. Newson's like showing them up the stairs, and then there's the rest of his ashes. He points at like the pile.
Okay, yeah.
And then over this way is where the explosion was. I think this is where you were earlier, Elliot.
Yeah, this is where I met with him.
Okay.
I'm gonna get blamed for this for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all
It's
gonna
fine.
get blamed for this. I think we're all gonna get blamed for this.
Look, the guy who's in
You have
charge of
opportunity.
security
We have
is-
motive. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we
Well,
don't
the
really have
guy-
the means. When was the last time you had a bomb, Lyra? I mean, other than when you were a small child.
Holy shit.
other than when you were a small child.
Yeah, other
Elrond
than
looks
you
over and
were
goes, "You
friend."
told me that was an accident."
That was an accident. Why did you bring it up like that? That was an accident. It was a
Yeah,
was an
but it
engine.
was still a bomb.
That's what it yeah, okay. Wow, okay. And she's
You know
gonna
what?
go
I guess you do have the means. You're right.
God, Elliot, okay. Can we keep the salty bitch moment to a minimum?
I'm not
Well, we-
being a salty bitch.
You are
I'm
being-
just worried we're gonna get blamed.
We definitely are. There's nothing we can do about that now.
No, you
then
guys
Lyra's gonna
left, right?
Yeah, we left.
Yeah, and I was on the ground floor with Elodie and her parents all night. There's no way we get blamed for this.
We were fully gone when
We
this blew
left.
up.
So what you're saying is we left 10 minutes before a bomb went off with the guy I just met with. She tried to kill yesterday, and she wants to murder at any given point. Sorry. Wanted to is currently dead, so there's no wanting to murder anymore. We're gonna get
Yeah,
blamed for this for sure.
We're going down for this, which is why we need to look at this shrapnel right now. And Lyra's gonna actually see if she can figure out what the mechanism of this bomb was, if it's something that she recognizes. Because, like you said, this guy was a human, or at least he had stip veil
He was a human.
armor.
Roll. There's not really a crafting roll.
Ugh.
Roll me just
Wouldn't it be like
Intelligence,
history?
history?
Oh wait, no. Oh, I see.
What is it for?
to see if you
Three.
can recognize why this bomb would have
Oh,
gone off.
yeah,
the way
I don't know.
did.
It feels like something int based, but I don't know which one exactly.
Yeah, let's do history.
History, okay.
Like your historical.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god!
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That's
my
the saddest
soul.
9
I have
I've
a
ever
2
seen.
on one night.
I'm gonna let you roll that at advantage because you built a bomb before.
Let's go. Not on purpose.
Our little bomb builder.
That's a little better. That's a
I'm a
little
little
better.
bomber.
Bomber. hard
So-
to know.
You remember at one of the inventatoriums, there
Mhm.
was a design for essentially like a fertilizer disbursement system that would spin on a spring-loaded mechanism and essentially throw fertilizer over fields.
Mhm.
And you realize as you're looking at this that the pattern they showed on how effective it was is almost the exact same pattern that all of the shrapnel is in.
Okay. Do I remember who entered? Excuse me, who entered that into the inventatorium, and or if it became widely used later?
You were really young, so you can't remember who exactly it was, but you do know that it got the guy a spot on the council and for the next year. And it was widely used across Stipville and Isenmont.
Cool.
You could probably look up the guy's name in the future, though.
Yeah. Sounds good. Lyra's sort of gonna dust herself off and say, "Well, I have a suspect, or at least the idea of a suspect. Although it's kind of shaky.
Okay.
Who?
Well, this thing. Well, you said the person was in Stipvale colors.
Yeah.
And this the way that this shrapnel is sort of torn up, it seems like it was maybe done based off of the mechanism of sort of a fertilizer distributor that won the Inventorium when I was a kid. But then, it kind of did become widely used. So, I don't know. But it's a place to
God.
start.
They're gonna start another fucking war!
I remember that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had those everywhere after you came up here.
Yeah. Um, do you think that's what's happening here? People they're trying to start a war?
I mean,
Look,
who are.
I don't know if that's what they're trying to do, but that's sure as hell what's gonna happen if someone in Stipvale garb has just murdered one of the freaking military. Ugh!
Yeah, but the
Well,
only
if their-
people who
like,
lived
If their
to see
goal,
that are
if their
me
goal
and-
is to start a war, we can always just say that whoever it was must have just been disintegrated in the blast.
Mhm.
We don't have to let them know what we know.
And I don't know if anyone else would be able to recognize this shrapnel.
That's
And we
true.
could do something to make sure they don't, if we want to get that involved.
But then what does Mors Immortalis mean? Are the immortals the elves?
That I don't know. I mean they're not really immortal, so but it could be sort of like hyperbole, right?
Yeah.
You have
Could
a
be.
relative lifespan.
Yeah.
I mean, I know as well as anyone that those assholes rule for a long time.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense why they'd kill the one human guy on their council then.
True. Maybe he was a traitor in their eyes.
Maybe.
That's fair.
Alright. Well, we should get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like we're still definitely gonna get blamed for this.
We're not gonna get
Yeah.
blamed. It's fine. Stop worrying. We're gonna go have an I lived after party, and it's gonna be great.
Okay.
You guys did a sweep of this floor, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Elliot's gonna do a sweep of the floor before he heads out, because most of the fire's out.
So, Elliot, as you walk around the room, just spread out, a couple in every room are just piles of ash.
These piles of ash look similar to the pile of ash that in the main room, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh god. Elliot's thinking he must have had a magical, he probably had a magic weapon, and so he's gonna go sift through the pile of ash from the Stipvale guy.
When you sift through this pile of ash, you feel your hands brush across this strange, almost wiry device. Are you pulling it out of the ash?
Yeah.
So when you pull it out of the ash, you realize that it's a wrist harness and then like the inside hand of a glove of just wires that connected the knuckles in the fingertips. And then in the center of it is a glowing blue rune with it within a circle of smaller engraved runes around it, like it would sit up, like you'd wear it on the inside of your hand.
Does Elliot sort of recognize this rune?
Roll me Arcana.
You got it, boss. Wow, what a terrible roll.
You have never seen this rune before in your life.
He's gonna copy it down, but then leave it there.
Okay.
And then he's gonna see if anything out of these exhibits was yoinked. Because he wants to know if this guy was here to like steal something, and the bomb might have been a cover or something. He's specifically going to look for like elven artifacts that he knows are powerful.
It seems like everything that's on display in the museum is untouched.
Okay. In that case, he's going to head to the front door. Actually, is Lyra still inside, or does he catch her before she leaves?
You can catch her before she leaves. Yeah.
He's gonna try to get her to come look at the hand device.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she'll go back. Does Lyra recognize this?
Roll me history.
God, I don't want to roll history again tonight, but I will.
It's Stipvale Tech.
Third time's the charm.
That's
not a
not
one.
charm.
It's not a crit fail.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the 1.
Yep.
So, you do recognize this, and this was a weapon that was carried by, like, elite special forces from Stipvale. Like, this
Okay.
is handled by groups of people who would, in Stipvale's history, go to people who were preparing for war on the city and disrupt their government so much that they collapsed.
Okay, and what does it do exactly?
When the work up to a certain amount of times a day, well, you don't actually know any of the specifics about what it can do or what its limits are, but it
Mhm.
disintegrated people.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that is a weapon that is like specific to Stipvale, like the, government spy, spies use it basically. And it disintegrates people. Maybe we should take it?
Yeah, if it's specific to Stipvale, we can't leave it here. I thought it was
Yeah.
just a general artifact, but
Yeah, I guess
we can't leave it if it's Stipvale.
Mm-hmm.
As Elliot's going to open his bag and sort of... He's going to cast Shape Stone on the stone in his bag so it wraps around his hand,
Okay.
and use it to pick it up and put it in the bag.
Okay. You put it in the bag just fine.
Cool.
Okay. And he's going to close it up and head on out. Okay, is there anything else here that could link to Stipvale?
Besides the shrapnel, can Lyra do like a once over and look?
Yep. Give me a perception check.
Whoa.
Can she have advantage because Elliot's helping?
Again.
Cool. I already got a pretty
Well, you're
good
not going to
one.
get much better than that.
No,
but,
I could only
yeah.
possibly get one better. Okay.
Yep. So there's nothing else here that would lead to Stipvale unless somebody was as familiar with it as somebody who grew up there.
Okay. Unless they have other like people who've grown up in Stipvale, I don't think so.
Okay, well, we probably best get out of here then.
Yeah. God, we're gonna get blamed for this. We're so gonna get blamed
not
for
gonna
this.
get
Oh
blamed
my
for
God, we're
this.
screwed.
We
We're
can't.
so screwed. Literally, I'm a huge. Well, I mean, I'm not, but they
Listen.
don't know.
Listen, I don't know how smart this chief of security guy is, but even he has to know that if we did this, we wouldn't have carried him out of the fucking building.
Yeah. Especially me.
I get... It's true. Well, let's... Okay, so the building's out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's gonna go see if his uncle / the security dude's awake yet.
When you get outside, your uncle's still kind of out of it, but Brennan's standing there kind of like... He's standing by one of the bastions, but he has a panel on its back open, and he's like halfway inside of it looking at something.
Yeah, Lulin's
Elliot's...
helping him like stand up and still like administering wounds while the healing the spirit is going to the rest of the people.
Elliot's gonna walk up. I swear to God it wasn't us.
Yeah, I know it wasn't you bozos.
Also, you're welcome for saving your life.
I
Are you
appreciate
sure
it.
you know that? Because there's a lot of things that might lead to.
There's a few things that might lead you to believe that it was us. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the benefit to having you all around here helping was? Pharaoh got a good look at each of you. I know it wasn't you.
Okay. Okay, good. Are you really sure though? Because
I'm
we have
positive.
motive and
How did Pharaoh not see this coming?
We don't know. It might have had something to do.
Okay.
At the same time that Pharaoh said he lost sight, I lost the entire Bastion network.
You have it back, right?
I do. That's why I had to reset all the inhibitors. Apparently, whatever they set off used that as a trigger, because as soon as the system came back online, the bomb went off.
Oh shit. Okay.
Interesting. Do I have any idea how that could be possible? Like how you would hook up a bomb, like a physical bomb, to some sort of a magical field or an anti-magical field?
So, you would know that it would be particularly hard to make something go off on a field unless something like the mechanism was locked in place by magic, so when the magic went away, it just dropped out of the way.
Okay.
But you would also know that if somebody were to get their hands on literally any of the inhibitors, which would not be a particularly difficult thing,
Sure.
it's not that hard to connect a magical item onto a field to make it and use it as a switch.
Gotcha.
Because
Okay, interesting.
one of Stipville's oldest teachings is that magic is just energy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
How are you feeling, Brennan? Is anything hurting?
Only my pride.
Sometimes we have to swallow that.
You can laugh. That was a joke.
Little giggles. Little giggles.
I'm laughing because I really don't want you to think we're guilty of
I know you're
this.
not guilty.
Okay.
It is rough that you got by magic, though.
Oh,
That one thing that you're supposed to be stopping people from doing. Woof.
Yes, well,
Do you want to go to our after party?
I got hit by
That's for
something
cool
else
people.
first.
Ah,
Whoever it was walked up to me, put their palm on my forehead, and said something, and then I locked up.
huh.
Oh.
Yeah. Was I able to identify what spell it was when I dispelled it, or did it just go away?
So the effect he was under seemed to be just paralysis.
Okay. You were under some paralysis. I dispelled it from you, so I don't.
Yeah, the mask took in as much magic as it should, but when it needed a place to store extra, decided to use my nerve endings.
Oh.
So he definitely that's not great. Okay.
Something you need
Also,
to tell
Hector
me?
was dead when we went in there. Before we
Oh yeah, he's dead. He was right at the center of the bomb.
I was down the hallway from him when it went off.
Yeah.
It's not good, but you should all head home. Whoever this is, we don't know who this is targeting, but unfortunately there's an off chance it's you, and if it is, I'd rather have you isolated from the general populace.
Oh, so they could murder us alone. Got it.
Well, I'm actually sure you're more than capable of handling yourselves if you don't have to worry about hurting the people around the fight.
I guess that's fair.
Speaking of, as
I'd
soon as you
shoot
pass your
fireballs
property
left, right,
line,
and
the
center.
inhibitors will come off. I'm gonna leave your
Ooh,
inhibitors off when you're
convenient.
inside your own house for your safety.
Let's go.
Your weapons will be delivered in the morning.
Even better.
I'll stay here to make sure the people are safe and healed.
Nope.
Once the
Even you have to go with them. There's enough animosity in this town that they might go after you if they see you alone.
Okay, sir.
Is there any chance this attack was directed towards my uncle or anyone else? Anything like that?
Could have been.
I'd love to take him with us if that's okay.
Well, you're having a party, so I'll send some bastions. But I'd actually feel better off having people around you than by themselves until we know what's going on. I know that's completely contradictory to what I just said, but people need to be reminded that you can still have fun and this isn't going to be the end of the world.
I didn't die at the museum explosion party. Except for all the people that got disintegrated upstairs.
I was gonna say, have you seen the guy that you asked to invite a bunch of people? It's gonna be really sad when we learn he was the first to go and no one else got invited.
He was downstairs. It's fine.
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine.
All right, cool. As Elliot sort of like looks to Lula, would you mind carrying my uncle?
Sure thing.
I assume I assume that he's like on his feet and he doesn't need a fireman's carry, but just like support.
Lulu will
News
make
him.
like one last check to everybody to make sure like they no longer need like the healing spirit, and then Lulu will just attach the healing spirit to him and just carry him.
I have a question for you, News, and it's very important that you tell me the truth. I know that you were mad at me for what happened between you and Hector, but did you tell anybody that we were here?
Who?
Me, Felnamar, the others. Did you tell anybody that we were here?
No.
It doesn't seem like they're going after us.
No. I haven't mentioned you guys or any of that. Look, I can have beef with, like, people, but I know that my actions have consequences. Look, he can be a shitty dude, and I don't have to tell people what's up with the larger scheme.
Well, at least you won't be the one giving his eulogy.
I definitely won't be.
Head home for the night. Stay safe.
Yeah. I have a sort of out of character question.
Yes.
What race is Farah?
Is Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Pharaoh's human.
Okay.
Is that the
Then,
end?
like...
Is that the end of question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I think... are we walking back? The carriage went back without us, right?
Yep.
So we're walking back now. Do we see Breton outside?
Yes. Breton
Okay.
is helping to unload supplies from a wagon.
I will go up to him and give him a hand with something and be like, just so you know, we are still having a after party because, you know, I think we need some better spirits. And we'd still love to have ya.
Hi.
Like,
I'll keep spreading the word. As he's
Okay.
like just unloading these things one after the other.
tell people to bring, like, you know, whatever clothing you guys use for swimming, I guess. Because we got a hot springs and it's big.
Elliot
Okay.
sort of shouts from the background, "And booze! Bring booze!"
Oh yeah. Tell people to, like, it's kind of a like it's a potluck style thing. Like, bring something, you know.
I'll invite all the coolest people I know. Some
I
of
know,
them
you
are
know
a little
all the cool
uptight,
people.
but you know, they got strong minds. We're working on strong morals.
Okay. All right. You know,
But
I
they're
trust
cool
you.
once
No
you get to
narcs.
know them.
All right.
Well, the only narcs are all going to be stuck here all night, so.
True. All right.
Alright,
see
see
ya
you guys soon.
In a little bit.
And you guys begin walking back up towards the house, and we're a little over time, but you guys can have whatever final conversations you want to have, and then we'll end.
Elliot, how much do you know about Pharaoh?
In what context? He's a divination wizard. He's specialized. He's honed his craft quite well. He can see almost a full day in the past and in the future.
Is he originally... Do you know about where he's from or anything like that?
Does he know if he's from this plane, or is he sort of like Malum?
I mean, would you have ever asked him where he was from?
I mean, probably.
He would have told you he's from Isenmont.
Okay. He's from one of the human cities, but not the main one. The other one, Isamon.
I don't. I'm a little suspicious because when he was telling me about my futures and stuff like that, they, Brennan was just saying that he didn't see any of this, that he lost his vision and stuff like that, but he was like, hey, if you get your wings out, make sure you use them to, like, kind of implied to get away. And I was like, why would I need to do that? So I'm not entirely sure that I believe that he didn't know anything about this.
He's over poetic sometimes. I think he was just alluring to the fact that he knew what you are.
I mean, I assume that there's, to some level, several people know that because I'm a safety risk or whatever. But also, he fought really hard. He literally changed your schedule to get you into his class despite you having taken it so many times you shouldn't be able to take it again. And he just, swindled Lyra into taking it as well. So, if somebody at this museum was after us, he certainly suddenly had a very high interest.
Okay. I trust your instincts, News, and I'll keep an eye out.
I'm just
saying... you should know I've known him for a long time, and yeah, I don't think this is the kind of thing he would do. But I will keep an eye out.
War changes people. So,
True.
it's worth it struck me odd that Brennan said that he didn't see anything, but earlier he told me that if I got my wings out, I should use them to fly high. Like, it's just very specific wording. When I was kind of having a bit of a, I don't know, sort of jovial conversation with him, and we hadn't, just, there's something there. Maybe it's nothing.
I agree.
If it's nothing, it's nothing, but I think it's worth keeping in mind.
And it would be just my luck to have one of my last few favorite professors turn on me.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's just I want to be sure that you guys are guarded because he's made it so that you are both taking his class, basically.
I agree. I especially appreciate the insight, Newsom. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm so guarded. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, right up until the first chapter of the textbook where you turn everything off but read mode. As Elliot sort of rolls his eyes and starts heading into the house.
Where do you
Man,
want
the things I've gotten away with just by handing Lyra a textbook. It's amazing.
Where would you like me to put your uncle? He's getting quite heavy.
He's still just...
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I assume my uncle's just, sort of out of it. He's not unconscious. So it's just a shoulder. Elliot will sort of take the shoulder and, sort of lead him around to the back of the house.
Alrighty.
Put him in the pit.
And then that's where we'll end our session.
Okay.
Did everybody have fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was unexpected.
Thank you to all of our players. We have Elliot Burning Oak, played by
Isaac! I forgot my name for half a second. I'm not going to lie to you. That's why there was a delay. Actually, I think my favorite part of the session was the unexpected explosion. I really liked that.
And then we have Lyra Dream Shadow, played by
I am Rosie, one Rosie CS on the internet. And my favorite part of the session, honestly, might have also been the explosion, but I also liked our in character fight. I thought that was really good, really in character.
Yeah.
It's good.
And then we have News and World Walker, played by
It's me, the Sky Tea. I agree. I also thought that our in-character fight about what we should tell Alrond was really good, because I feel like it was very, it was like that perfect, like, everybody has different perspectives about what is right in this case. It was just a top tier roleplay.
And then last but not least, we have Lulin Boldspeaker, played by...
It me, Brambo. I think my favorite part was we all get into the carriage. There's an explosion and everybody turns. We're leaving. No, that's against protocol. And then there's just Lulin. Here's some cookies.
Bye.
Just dips and rolls.
And then, as always, everybody, I am PT, your disaster tour guide, and my favorite part of this was the look on Sky's face when I said the dude turned to ash. Because
I was ready for so many things, but that was not one of them.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna send everybody over to Glitched Rune, and until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. The bar is low, but you know there might be. We'll see you when next time is, though, because I'm moving and anything can happen. So, it'll be next Monday. Barring me dying. Because Sky will kill me if it's not, and then it's not worth it. So, alright. Bye, everybody!
Bye.
Bye.